210, and Burleson, a 5'11", 210, both seniors. Both guys physical. Last week, Gibbs 57 yards rushing. Burleson does it on both sides of the ball. Those are two good players that they can kind of build around. But that's what you want. Come out initially to get the ball first. Come out, establish the drive with those two big boys in the backfield.
Bricky's so good on their home turf. And speaking of which, in our view, you can see the baseball field and also behind us now in your shot as well. They're on the upper left side, but the softball and baseball fields, thanks to Mayor Huddleston and his group, we'll have them a beautiful facility as well. And Tim, this always a beautiful backdrop here. The folks come out. You were a part of Hobart as the girls basketball coach here, and I'm sure you are well aware of how important this sport is in this town.
Oh, the whole community comes together. You look across Northwest Indiana, maybe only Crown Point rivals Hobart in terms of the community support, really getting behind a single program as the town or city of Hobart does behind this Hobart Bricky football team. You know, everyone comes out on Friday night to support. Everyone's excited to see the Hobart Brickies play each and every Friday night. And yeah, it's really something here every week for this team and this community. And you just like seeing the support at the high school level.
Hobart High School, where they're about to do the national anthem. So we will take the anthem with them and then
really come behind the program. It makes a difference in the product you see on the field.
One of the changes we talked about is, and the kicking game, Peter Janda graduating. Evan Nugent is the kicker. He's got a returnable boot, bobbled a bit, but yet still returnable. But because of the bobble, not much room there to execute for Sherrod Wainwright, and they'll be deep in their own territory.
This is a very good Hobart defense that is going to want to make a big play early. Anytime you're the big favorite, you don't want to let the underdog hang around. You want to come out, make a statement, put them to sleep early, and that's what this Hobart defense is going to look to do. The Portage-O line struggled a bit last week against Morton. You know Hobart saw that on film. We'll see how they attack that here.
Coach mentioned Apollo Gibbs, who is the running back.
Fake the screen. So they motioned the fullback out. They faked a quick screen out there and sent that slot guy on a wheel route, and he was wide open.
34-yard line.
Blown coverage by Morton.
How much do you think it affects the defense eyes, though, thinking that Chesterton's going to be throwing screen passes and running the ball most of the game?
Yeah, Boyd's got some experience at quarterback, so coach is gonna looks like he's gonna let him let it rip.
Had just under 1,400 yards last year, 8 touchdowns, 5 picks. Here's a short throw, and that's complete again.
Missed tackles.
And down the sideline and stepped out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Semadai.
Missed tackle out there on the edge by Amir Daniels, looks like number 2. The corner had to make a tackle on, looked like the big fullback slipping out the backfield. He's got to make that play. 2 plays, and now Chesterton's in the red zone.
Well, Chesterton trying to march right down the field on their opening drive. And at least Forrest Morton on their heels right now on defense.
Boyd again in the gun with 3 receivers and a tight end.
Savik to his left. He drops the snap. He regains. He'll find his way up the middle. It's going to end up being a positive gain. So nice play by Boyd to recover.
Savvy play by Boyd. Again, he's got some varsity experience. He didn't panic when he dropped the snap, picked it up, and it probably was a run play up the middle. So he just followed the offensive line where his running back should be going and picked up a few yards.
So Posavik is going to be the main running back. Harper Brown is the backup. He does not have any varsity experience. Posavik on the toss, trying to gain the edge to the corner. Touchdown.
Good run.
Chesterton right down the field on their opening drive. Posavik.
That was a big run there. Chesterton went trips to the field, 3 receivers, but they were big guys, looked like tight ends there, and they tossed it out there to Pasavic, and he made a guy miss and then ran over another guy for a touchdown.
Well, he sure doesn't look like former safety on that play. Just lower the boom right near the goal line.
I told you those safeties are physical, man. He's going to run.
Griffin with blockers in front. Jalen Griffin hesitates and accelerates down the sideline, and Summers drags him down after picking up first down yardage at the 12.
Well, I thought Summers was going to get caught right there for the horse collar call, but it looked like he just had enough of the jersey that they didn't call it. But, boy, all of a sudden this Pike offense is answering the bell right here.
So they're in the Wealth Retirement on Main Red Zone, sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main, your home team for retiring planning, securities, and advisory services offered through Prospera Financial Services. Member FNRIA and SIPC. From the 12, 1st and 10, they can get a first down without a touchdown here. Merriweather waits for a hole, and it was closed quickly by Pantelich, the inside guard, or I should say the nose tackle, rather.
Yeah, Pantelich did a nice job right there, just closing it down, pushing all the offensive linemen into the hole, and there was nowhere for Merriweather to go. Did a good job just putting his head down and trying to get whatever he could out of it, and looks like he picked up 2 yards on the play.
Up to the 10-yard line. Keep in mind, clock winding down inside 7 minutes to go in the opening half of this one. Chapman again gives it off. Chapman finds a hole up the middle, and a late push gets him to the 6.
Yeah, Josh Daniels was in the backfield on that play, but he did a swim technique and got over to center, but he picked the wrong side, and there was a hole open there for Merriweather, and he picked up a nice gain.
3rd and 4. They need to get to the 2. We'll see what they do here if it gets to 4-down territory.
Yeah, I would have to say, if I'm the coach over there, I'd call Chapman rolling to the wide side of the field. Give him some options, either throw it or run it.
And he's got his 2 favorite targets on the far side, Fields and Griffin. He's looking that way, launching for Fields, and a leaping catch made. Back pylon, and he got the foot down. Touchdown, Pike. What a pitch and catch from Chapman to Fields.
Yeah, Chapman did a great job. A fade to the wide side of the field, just flips it out there and lets his receiver go up and catch the ball.
To the left as Toole drops back in the pocket near the midfield logo, throws a screen pass to Giglio. He follows the blockers forward towards the 45, where he will be, looks like, just past the first down marker, gets it by a yard. So they go with the pass to the running back, and he gets it done, going 9 yards to earn a new set of downs for his squad.
Yeah, great call by Coach Bartolomeo over there, a little halfback screen. Caught the defense off guard, and a little bobble from the halfback on the catch, but great. And, all he needed was 9, and that's what he got.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats from Lake Central's 34-yard line. 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Toole and his team break the huddle. Giglio to his left. One receiver on the short side to the right from the right hash mark. Toole climbing the ladder in the pocket. Lets one fly. Looking towards the end zone. It's bobbled and dropped. Incomplete. Toole's pass. He was looking for Fairco. Xavier Green was in the coverage, and then a late flag is thrown. We will get that sorted out.
Yeah, kind of a bad play over there on Xavier Green, senior. You just can't do that. Great defense all around, but you can't just, you got to keep your emotions intact, especially early in the game. You don't want to give up extra yards, and a little heads-up play. Great defense at the end of the day, but hey, you make a play, the next one's coming. So
the penalty looks like it will move Hanover up to the 19-yard line, so that will bring them into the red zone. This is the retirement red zone. Hanover Central has entered the retirement red zone, sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main, your home for retiring planning, securities, and advisory services offered through Prospera Financial Services, member FINRA SIPC. So First and 10 from the 19. Toole hands it off to Giglio. He's got room to go on the left side. Breaking through, gets to the 10, shakes off one tackler, and then is dropped down at the 6-yard line. That was the other running back. That was DeRay Carter picking up a positive play. Another first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, great run. Oh, got a hold in on the play.
So now both teams having we saw a penalty on the opening kickoff. We saw the penalty to Green, and now a hold on the Wildcats. So now both teams trying to clean up those penalties in the early stages here.
Yeah, penalties. They erase those big plays, and you always want those big plays for your team. They pump up everybody on the field and off the field, and big plays erase that.
Carter stays in the backfield, 1st and 19 from the 28. One receiver on the short side to the right, everybody else out left. Toole hands it off to his running back, who tries to weave through the Lake Central defense. That was Davion Rivers, taking it for a few yards, trying to earn back some of the lost mileage from that penalty. Looks like he'll get about 4 yards, maybe a little bit more, but they still will have some work to do here. 2nd and 15 from the 24.
Great stand over there on the Lake Central side. I'm sorry. Would have forced that run.
5 minutes and change left to go in the quarter. 2nd and 15. Toole rolling out to his left, looking to pass. Loads up, lets it go towards the corner of the end zone. It will drop incomplete. He was trying to connect with Lucas Veliska, but that pass didn't find its intended target. Good coverage on the play by Nathan Benitez from Lake Central. That brings up 3rd and 15. Tony, what are you looking for here from Hanover as they try to find the end zone?
Deep play. You got about 25 yards to go. I think you go for the 7-8 yards. You want to just get close to that first down mark. You don't want to go for the deep ball. Just try to get close to that first down. Get four more chances.
After the incomplete pass, Toole brings the rest of his team up to the line of scrimmage at the 24-yard line. It'll be a handoff to the receiver who was cutting from the left to the right. He'll be forced out of bounds. So the receiver put in motion, and then a quick handoff. The receiver, Cameron Andrzejewicz, who was lined up on the left and then took it to the right. He gets some of that yardage back, makes it 4th and it looks like 6.
Yeah, that's what you want, but looks like they're bringing out the kicker now. So, that's what you want. You want to at least, either go for the first or, go for the kick.
A creative play design there gets them to 4th and 7. Andre Desiderio will try to knock this one through the uprights at the right hash mark. He steps into the field goal. It is up and good. The field goal from Desiderio puts the Wildcats on the board. They lead 3-0 with 5:02 left to play in the first quarter.
Nice job right there, just reading the hole by the running back. He just sort of sat there for a second, let the line get a good push, and then went against the grain and cut it back to the other side of the field. The play was designed to go over to right guard. He ended up taking the ball and going over to left guard, pick up a nice gain on first down.
Jumbo to the left. Summers going behind that way, turning the corner. Summers with a good effort by Griffin to slow him down enough for the help to come there, but it's not good enough. It's a first down for Crown Point.
Well, I think Griffin right there was a little worried that he might be getting a penalty for a horse collar, so it's just, smart play right there. Don't get the penalty. Slow him down just enough. Let your buddies get there and stop them.
10-yard pickup. They're inside the Wealth Partners on Main red zone. Sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main. Don't fumble your retirement. Give them a call at 219-278-4570.
Yeah, this
1st and 10 from the 18.
We're getting a lot of those red zone plays right here.
Summers, Wildcat again. And they find a way to at least minimize the pain there. The tackle recorded by Tayshawn Sanders, the outside backer, crashing in.
Yep, gain of 2 on the play. Let's see if they bring in Ty Krusty. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 here. Yep, they're bringing in the quarterback. not a complete line change, just only a few.
It's actually a pickup of 3. They're saying he got to the 15-yard line. Gusty back in, and he gives off to Shutt, and he's taken down back at the 20-yard line.
That play took a little bit too long to develop in the backfield. Looked like there was some confusion, and the defense was able to get enough push right there that because the handoff took so long, they sacked him. It looks like for about a 4-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd down and about 12.
Tristan Sisk made the tackle on a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, great job of that defensive line getting a good push. Looks like somebody's going to call timeout here. We'll see who it is on.
It'll be Pike to take the timeout. 97 seconds to go, hoping for a stop. Mind
Huddle. Not sure if there's even another possibility. So it backs him up 5 yards there. Now behind the chains, 1st and 15. So far, Hunter Boyd has looked pretty comfortable.
He looks good out there. Again, lots of varsity experience from last year. We thought Chesterton was going to come out throwing the ball, but running the ball, but with a veteran quarterback. They're letting it fly.
Pasavic is to his right. He will hand to Sam Pasavic.
Pasavic, the ball carrier.
Who will take it out to the 45-yard line. Now push to the 43.
42, 38.
Chesterton's pushing that pile. Again, keeping Morton honest. I think that's the first run of the game, the first called run. And now we got some substitutions coming in. Look like the tight end going out, and another receiver coming in.
Well, so far it's pretty unknown for Chesterton this season who's going to emerge as the number 1 wide receiver. As we mentioned off the top, the receivers don't have a ton of varsity experience, so really these first few games, Mark Peterson is finding out who are his go-to guys for Hunter Boyd. Boyd will hand to
by IBEW Local 697, the Electrical Professionals. 3rd and 12 from the 20. Custy flush to his left. Pressure comes from the backside. Going back that way to Shutt. Escapes 1 man but can't beat out a second. That play was perfectly read by the Red Devil defense.
Yeah, Will Chapman, number 5, came out of nowhere and closed quickly on that one.
And the tackle was made then by his teammate, the cornerback Michael McLaren. And Pike will take another timeout. We'll take it with them. This is Football Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
First down for Lake Central. So Bolden on the short side, a quick pitch and catch, gets enough to move the chains. Lake Central advancing to their own 45, trying to keep things cooking here with 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Lawich, handoff to Watson, but Watson has nowhere to go. There's a crowd at the line of scrimmage, and the Wildcats were waiting for him. He's maybe just able to get back to the line. If not, that was a tackle for loss. It looks like, yeah, the nose of the football will be back at the 45, so in a similar spot to where they started.
Big hold there from the Hanover Central defensive front.
And we talked about Watson exploding for 127 yards.
High is a 48-yarder. High snap, and they have trouble with it. Flushed out to his left is the holder in the backup quarterback, Chase Horton, and he goes down at the 37-yard line. They enter the red zone and go backwards on 3 consecutive plays, and Pike has great field position.
My opinion, the right call. You're the underdog by a whole lot. Why not? And I don't know if you heard that, but someone yelling from the stands, watch the ball. Good time to go on 2.
Jenkins comes in motion. See if Portage really wants to snap it here. 12 on the play clock. They will. Hodges throwing. Another beautiful pass from the sophomore quarterback, and it is Jenkins, and it is the first down.
Yeah, what an excellent pass. Yeah, they put that ball in the air a long ways to get those 5 yards and just dropping it right over the shoulder of Jenkins. Tell you what, Portage's offense is executing very well. Right, snapping the ball at the very last moment, working the clock, hitting these nice short passing routes, getting the ball out of Hodges' hands in a hurry, changing up the run and the pass. I'm very impressed with how Portage has started this game.
Another first down as they go back to Gibbs. And Gibbs really having to work just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Good penetration there from the Hobart D-line, specifically 65, Brandon Hall, blowing that play up, forcing Gibbs to bounce it to the top side and no gain.
Nice drive here put together by quarterback Bryce Hodges. Gets away. There's a marker near side, and Hodges going down. He is pulled to the turf by Miles White.
I would say it's got to be a defensive hold in the area where that was thrown. I don't know why you would have a hold on.
Search of either, trying to answer for that field goal. We'll leave it at that. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Watson behind him in the pistol. Lalich scans the field, throws one to his left, connects with Sharp. Sharp still going to the 10, the 5, dives out of bounds. It's enough for a Lake Central first down, but there's more laundry on the field. What did you see on that play?
I could say maybe a little block in the back over there from the offensive side, or maybe face mask.
So it'll be a face mask and an automatic first down for Lake Central, and it was already a very good play. That means this is the retirement red zone. Lake Central has entered the retirement red zone, sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main. Don't fumble your retirement. Give them a call at 219-278-4570. Securities and advisory services offered through Prospera Financial Services, member SIPC. It is first and goal for Lake Central from Hanover's 3-yard line. They'll try to punch it in here with a little bit over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. They bring some extra blockers into the backfield, a couple extra linemen. It's a direct snap to Ramirez. Ramirez plows his way forward towards the goal line. Everybody's circling up. Where is the football? It looks like he'll be down just inside the 1, so they went with a lot of 2 linemen in the backfield. Ramirez in at the Wildcat quarterback. It's another direct snap to him. This time he will rumble his way in for 6, and Lake Central is on the board.
That's what you want to see coming off a field goal from Hanover Central. Started off rough with that rough penalty on the first play, but they worked from it, and they rushed down the field. Like I said, you want to just build off these small plays, small gains, and those small gains built up, and they found some deep plays downfield.
So with 1:29 left to play in the first quarter, Lake Central answers with a scoring drive. We'll wait for the PAT, the snap, the hold, the kick. All are kick is no good. The kick breaks wide to the left.
He's picked off.
Just overshot his man there, trying to take a play downfield, trying to get a lot of that back on second down. I like just keeping to those short passes, those quick hitches, and keeping that slow, methodical. But, Coach, you talked about that. Their Porch was having success running the ball and just keep doing it. Sometimes coaches outthink themselves. They wanted to take a shot, but it was just second down. They had opportunities just to keep doing what they were doing, running the ball, short passes, moving the ball downfield a little bit. But, hey, now the key is, can a defense come out here going against this Hobart offense for the first time and get stopped?
Yeah, that's true. It's what is it? 6 minutes, under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. First time we're seeing the Hobart offense. How about that?
Kevin Hayes had the interception on that play, setting up Alex Tatum, whose first snap was
Seconds left. Play action. Custy. Plenty of time. Gonna take a shot. Down to double coverage. And he overshot Zyalkowski. That was really good coverage on the back end, though, by Javion Richardson and Jalen Griffin.
Yeah, they only really had 2 men going in the pass bar, and they had a post over the top to number 1, Zyalkowski, and then I think that was number 2 also in the pattern right there, Kingston Conley, running a crossing route. So they they held in 9 guys, 8 blockers, trying to think that Pike was going to blitz, and they did. They sent the house.
2nd and 10. Gernick in motion. They fake the swing pass. Pressure coming. Custy's blown up as the ball is caught and dancing his way to first down yardage at the 42 is R.J. Ford.
Kyson Harvey, the defensive tackle, 6'2", 235, able to make the tackle downfield. Crown Point got 15 seconds left. Play action.
Custy throws it out of bounds. Smart play.
Looked like they were trying to run a little hitch and go to the... Looked like that was Cooper Molansky trying to run a hitch and go. No dice, man. They had that one covered over the top very nicely.
So keep in mind, Crown Point 1 timeout, but only 7 seconds left here in the half.
I think you got to go Hail Mary here.
Pike deferred, so Pike will get the ball out of the half as well. A 7-6 game.
And they do have to run a play here because there's an incomplete pass. The clock has stopped. 10 seconds left on the play clock.
So let's see what Custy and this team does. They play action here. Custy near side. Zyalkowski caught out of bounds with 2 seconds left after picking up first down yardage, I believe.
Oh, here they go. They bring out the field goal unit. See, that's a 32, 42, 49-yard field goal.
It would be, depending on where they spot it. This would be a 50-yarder.
And you got Cooper Molansky, the tight end, / center for the basketball team, / now long snapper.
This would be a career high for Brewer. His previous is 48. To end the half on a high. Snap spotted down. Brewer got it off, but it's not even close.
Yeah, shanked it straight left.
He hooked it by about 10 feet or so. And that ends the...
And his O-line is giving him the time, and you know that'll produce in some big plays in that one. Big first down.
10 seconds and counting to go as Toole brings his team to the line. It doesn't look like we will see another play in this quarter, though. 2 seconds, and that will just about do it. The first quarter ends. We saw each team put some points on the board. After 12 minutes, it is Lake Central leading 6-3 over Hanover Central.
Off after making the first man miss if he was at 100%, but after with that bad leg. Here's Chesterton back on offense. Boyd.
Here's Hunter Boyd. He'll hand to Pasavic again. This time he's nearly wrapped up as a flag comes out. The Pulse Power Meter is presented by Pulse Technology. Bring innovative technology to the game day experience. The energy is building, the crowd is getting louder, and momentum is up for grabs. Who's got the power? That was our Pulse Power Meter made possible by Pulse Technologies. The momentum can change in an instant, and Pulse Technology keeps you connected to the action with innovative technology solutions. Pulse Technology, powering what's next. As they are talking to Mac Mischler. So you assume the penalty will then be against Chesterton if they're asking for his input.
Face mask penalty against the Trojans. Decline.
Face mask against the offense declined.
Yeah, that could be a offensive lineman getting hands in the face of a defensive lineman. But coach declined the penalty to take the tackle for a loss and put him in second down and 12.
Chesterton was behind the chains in their last drive, and they scored again. Sam Pasavic, 2 touchdowns. Boyd will hand to Posavic. He'll go off the left side. Well, the blocking up front by Chesterton, we talked about it at the beginning. Pretty young offensive line, but they've been getting the first push on this Morton defensive line.
Yeah, that matchup is one to watch. Young offensive line got off to a good start with some quick throws out in the flat and run after catch. Now they're trying to establish the run here, and Morton has been up to the task, stopping those 2 runs for no gain. And now we're sitting at 3rd and 10, and I'm sure we'll see Boyd dropping back to throw the ball here.
Boyd has Robinson out to his right. McCoy to his left, Posavic in the backfield. Chesterton calls a timeout. 32.1 to go in the first quarter.
Miles White now with the quarterback. 2 receivers in this formation, both to the top of your screen. Extra blockers left as he follows them. And Miles White has a 7-yard gain.
Hobart with a nice little inside run. Good gain there. Puts up a good 3rd and 3 here.
Do it again.
Yep.
And they do. White trying to stay on his feet. He got driven back, but extra legs for Miles White. And where is this spot? The officials look like they have him just short. Topside official looks like he's going to have a first down. We'll wait for sure, but it was close. And they do.
Just ran the exact same play. Why not? 6'4", 220, get him going downhill. Miles White, quite a specimen.
Yeah, this is a Hobart backfield that are just large mammals back there.
So that first down puts them right at the 10-yard line, which means it is 1st and goal.
Ton of space up top.
Tatum pulls it out. He is crunched inside the 5 and out of bounds.
I think Tatum was delivering the crunch there about the 1-yard line. And you talked about a lot of beef in that Hobart offensive backfield. Tatum, 6'3", 220. Miles White, 6'4", 220.
Aiden Cash, 6'3", 245. My goodness.
They didn't make him that big 25 years ago. Thank goodness.
2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yep, we're going to see Alex Tatum here just take it up top.
And he walks into the end zone, his first rushing touchdown of the ball game on their first possession.
Yeah, that's just the Hobart offensive line wearing down the Portage front.
Into Lake Central territory. Toole in the gun, Carter to his right. He will hand it off to his teammate Rivers. Rivers dives through the line, gets a couple yards there, takes the Wildcats closer to about to the 26-yard line.
Nice strong run right there from Rivers. Just put his head down in north and south.
And we've seen for Hanover between Giglio, Rivers, and Carter, they have 3 running backs that you can really trust to eat up some yards.
Yeah, for sure. A little 3-headed monster going on over there.
And certainly at any level of football, that strong running game, that never goes out of style. As 2nd and 6 from the 26, play action pass. Toole throws to his right to Valiska. He tries a stiff arm at the 20 and then gets brought down. He had Ramirez and Turley both trying to interrupt his progress, but was able to take it a few yards close to the sticks. It will be just shy of a first down. 3rd and about 1.5 yards to go. Toole will hand it to Giglio. He's got room to go. Brick gets the first down and then some, still keeping the legs moving towards the goal line. He will be just short. Dominic Giglio from the 21, takes it all the way to the 1, and just like that, the Wildcats have entered the Retirement Red Zone, sponsored by Wealth Partners in Maine. Visit wealthpartnersonmaine.com and start building your retirement playbook. Securities and advisory service offered through Prospera Financial Services. First and goal from the 1. Toole, after a long run by Giglio, will be in the shotgun. Giglio stands to his left in the sidecar. He hands it off to the running back. He leans forward and dives through the pile, in for 6. Dominic Giglio helps the Wildcats answer right back, making it a 9-6 lead for Hanover, awaiting the extra point.
Yeah, great run right there from Giglio to finish off what was even a better run, the run before. And as he wasn't even touched until he got about to the 10-yard line. So about great explosion.
Both touchdowns have been from the 1-yard line in this game. And there was a little bit of action going on before the snap on the PAT. And it appears to be a penalty on the Indians, as they were a little too eager there trying to rush the kick. So then we'll try this one over again. 8 minutes, 17 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Hanover Central leads 9-6 as we wait for this PAT from Aldo Desiderio. Toole will hold, and the snap. Oh, hold up for that one, and another false start by the Indians. They were trying to rush the kick.
Just a little too happy right there on this far close edge. And
so if this keeps getting closer, 2 false starts on Lake Central on the PAT, we'll see if they can get things sorted out, or if the ball now, if it gets moved closer to the goal line, if we'll see maybe Hanover think about going for 2 here. I think that's what some of the guys at the line are trying to call to the sideline for, is this one will be from the 1-yard line, a 1-yard point after touchdown attempt. But Tony Bartolomeo and company playing it safe, going for the kick, and the kick will be good. It's now a 10-7 lead for.
If you're called out for an equipment infraction, you have to wait 1 play before you return to the playing field.
Okay, so Phillips is out. Coming in for him is going to be Logan Cordova, the senior captain. He'll line up on the near side here on 1st and very long, 1st and 20. Once again, Greeny motions to the outside. Montez will run to the right. A design quarterback run. He's got some good blocking, too. Breaks a tackle. I don't think he can break the next 3, but he's able to get at least a couple, maybe 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 18.
3rd time's the charm. Finally got the snap off.
Exactly, yep.
You could almost predict what play they were running after seeing the motion the first 2 times. So.
Yeah. Coach Kukolski maybe saying, I wish she didn't blow the first play dead. But it'll be 2nd and 17 officially. And 3 receivers here to the near side. They might be looking to go that way, maybe even hand it off to Greeny and go the other way. Let's see. No, Montez will look over to the near side and throw it to the corner, and the catch is made. A diving catch by Caleb Thomas. So nice pitch and catch right there. It's going to be 3rd and about 8. So they go from 1st and 20 to 3rd and 8. You're setting yourself up for success. You don't have to get it all in 1 play. You can just make it methodical and easy.
And one thing they've done well in this game is pass the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go deep again. If I'm South Central, really got to have good communication in the secondary. Understand forwards, posts, corners have been killing you all game. Make sure you keep everything in front of you.
3rd down and 8 here for Montez. See what Coach Kukulski draws up here. He'll roll to the right. Has a lot of time to throw as well. He might even run. Has a man wide open. It's Caleb Thomas, and he's across midfield and able to pick up the 1st down all the way to the 46. Caleb Thomas last season had the only receiving touchdown of the entire year for Boone Grove, and is able to link up with his QB and move the sticks for the Wolves.
And right before that play, we talked about it, post corner and outs. And they ended up throwing the post in the corner over the top and then getting a 10-yard out underneath. And that's what South Central couldn't cover because they were trying to keep everything in front of them. So good game plan play right there by Boone Grove.
Once again, down to the 46 in South Central territory here for the Wolves. Montez is going to keep it and run to the left, and Montez has the speed, gets the corner. Montez racing for the end zone. He is in untouched. Touchdown, Wolves. It is their superstar again.
Yes, and that can just be a gimmick play right there, Montez. So they go right 3 plays in a row and then just go back left. So you had South Central thinking left on your screen, left, and then hit him with a run to the right, misdirection.
They faked the handoff to Greeny, too, and Montez did a great job covering the ball. South Central didn't even know that he still had it, and it's 20-0. Montez has been a part of all 3 touchdowns in whatever way he needs to be. 2 passing, 1 rushing. That touchdown brought to you by Westland and Bennett, helping others by achieving winning results as the PAT is good for length.
Long touchdown. Frankie Verda brings it home, and the Indians take the lead.
Like we said, those short plays add up. And they're able to go downfield, and who else other than, Frankie Verda? He's Grand Valley State commit, deep threat, also a short threat, and showed the deep threat right there on that one. And great ball placement by Lalich, and it doesn't get much better than that. Just going deep on the first play and, coming back to the same play maybe and finding, his number 1 receiver in Frankie Verda.
A 65-yard touchdown reception makes it a 13-10 lead as the PAT was blocked, but it redirects through the uprights. That was a wacky PAT, but it counts. It's a...
Wipes away the first down. Nope, now it's actually showing first down.
Little speed option.
Here's
from
Price. He'll pitch it outside of Walker. He'll lower the shoulder and take it up to the 48-yard line.
Speed option again, getting that ball to your fast guys in space. That time they got a good block from the slot receiver, and he was able to get around the edge and pick up some yards. Those slot receivers blocking the forced defenders from Chesterton is going to be crucial tonight. Are they going to be able to hold up? And eventually, I think they're going to fake a screen and take a deep shot.
And they have the speed on the outside to do that. Now it is 2nd and 6. Price will pitch it again outside of Walker. Very similar to a few plays they've already run today. He takes it past midfield to the 49, sets up 3rd and short.
Yeah, that swing screen to the back, just an extended handoff, getting the ball to a guy out in space and letting your receivers block. And Chesterton's doing a good job. I'm sure Coach Mack is expecting more yards out of those plays. But again, just getting some consistent completions and eventually hope that something breaks for you.
Price on 3rd down will fake the handoff. He'll roll out. He'll look deep. He's got Daniels open. Hauls it in at the 10 to the end zone. Touchdown, Morden.
There we go. Speed and space.
Well, he got everyone's attention in the backfield and rolled out. Coach, break this one down for us.
That play was set up from a few plays ago. They've got under center and run the ball. Here they fake that inside handoff, and Amir Daniels slips out the backfield. But that play, again, we saw it on 3rd and short when they picked up the first down, and then they ran that play back-to-back. Scripting those plays or putting those series of plays together paid dividends there because Chesterton had their eyes in the backfield thinking run, and they slipped Amir Daniels out the backfield for the touchdown.
Usually on those bootleg plays, you're looking for a short pass on 3rd and short. That time, the long ball opened up, and Price just had to put it.
Yeah, just a little off target there with Tatum. Led Miller a little too far. he did rifle it. That probably played a small part in it as well, but that's one that Tatum knows he just needs to put that one a little more on target.
Tatum trying to use his legs on a 2nd down and long and carrying some guys with him. He will get back to the original line of scrimmage to set up 3rd down.
I really like that formation. Hobart had quads to the near side, 4 receivers. So obviously Portage needs to adjust, brought over an extra defender, and that kind of left the top side open for Tatum. Now much more manageable 3rd and 10.
On 3rd down and long. They try the running game. It is Espinoza. Looked like they were interested maybe going for it on a potential 4th down, but didn't get a ton there, so we'll see what Coach Schreiber wants to do.
No, they're going for it.
Yeah, why not? Just,
And the cheerleaders are still cheering. Here's Montez. Looks like they want to go deep on this one. They'll go to the sideline, and the catch is made, but a knee on the ground for Thomas. However, that is going to move the chains with a gain of 12. Caleb Thomas, so far, he's used as a tight end, and you see in the National Football League how much tight ends are beginning to be used. I like what Coach Kukulski's doing, using him so effectively as in his tight end position.
Yes, and part of the reason why they're using tight ends more frequently at all other levels of football is because of the size advantage, mismatch that it creates. And we see that right there. I mean, you're basically going to have a tight end that has about 5 inches over any player that could guard him on the defense.
Montez wide open was Jack Neiman, and Montez threw it low. Nobody from South Central was defending Neiman, and luckily for the Satellite's sake, that throw was in the turf, or in the grass, I should say.
We're seeing a lot of zone coverage here from South Central. It's just a matter of communication, and that's just going to be something that grows as time progresses with the chemistry, and then also just understanding under the lights is a different beast. You got to be able to communicate at all times and adjust on the fly.
So after the incompletion, 2nd down and 10 coming up here for Boone Grove. They're going to hand it off and running free for about 3 yards are the Wolves, and it'll be a 3rd and about 7. Simmons was on the carry. So now 3rd and 8. You think Montez would throw the ball here, but they might just use it as a scramble drill and end up, he just might end up taking off for the end zone if South Central plays man-to-man. I think that's what South Central does not want, to play man-to-man, and Sal Montez is able to create something.
Yes, and they keep showing them that trips look off to the top of your screen.
Montez to the end zone. This time he connects with Jack Neiman. Another touchdown for Boone Grove. 27-0.
And
He certainly plays much more physical than a sophomore here, getting those varsity reps, looking like an upperclassman, moving to the 44-yard line. And they'll call Carter's number again. He'll tuck it towards the right side. There's a flag thrown behind the play as Carter gets brought down at the 40, but we will wait to see what that was, as that flag was thrown in the backfield.
You love to see your linemen, going, on those pulls down to this side of the field, trying to get that edge set, and James Tarzan right there kind of found him a nice little block right there, and you don't stop till that whistle blows, and it goes all the way around, whether you're on a block or going for that deep ball or deep run.
It will be a hold on the Wildcats, so they will have to go backward to looks to be their own 46. So first and long, first and 20 for Hanover here as they will try to erase that penalty. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the first half.
Top Gun Maverick, huh? We'll take it, always. Empty backfield for Tatum. And he's going to use his legs on a first down carry.
Just knocking guys over, barreling forward, falling forward.
I'll tell you what, Tim, this is a guy we saw a lot of last year, and I don't know, just there's that recency bias. Sometimes you see people a lot, you don't necessarily recognize the changes in them, but we saw him enough last year. Now it's been long enough since we saw him play. Looks like a guy who's definitely put on some strength since last season. He was already a strong guy as is.
Yeah, he was already a big kid last year. You know, going from his junior to senior year, you know he probably got a whole lot stronger as well. And as Hobart goes empty here, that looked kind of odd. Like he was, I don't know if he was turning the fake like he was going to pass the ball. That's probably what it was as he falls forward. But yeah, he's just going to be even more dangerous this year with the extra strength and muscle that he has put on. And then the physical Miles White alongside him. Well, he had a physical back with him last year in Max Pickett, but as you alluded to, he probably wasn't 100% very much, if at all, last year. But that was a good combination at the end of the year between Pickett and Tatum when Pickett got healthy, and you're going to see the same thing this year with White and Tatum.
You'd have to think this is 4-down territory should they need it. Tatum, not gonna. As they have the completion here to Tolliver, who is out of bounds for the first down.
Had a guy open in the end zone. I'm trying to see, is that number 30 was wide open. He takes the check down, gets the first down. But had a man open the end zone, probably could have got 6.
Nice little boot pass there. Fake to play action, roll out, had a personal protector. Lyman pulls out, and good little play there for Hobart.
A lot of empty today for Hobart.
Bad snap here. And Tatum just grabbed the football and able to dive back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't see Miles White even on the field. I know last year at times they would split him out wide, but that was more because they had Pickett in the backfield. Taking a look at the sideline, and there's Miles with his helmet off right down in front of us. Looks like he was just getting some water. I see he's dancing down there on the track, so he's fine.
Yeah, he's good.
That kid has a big personality, too, so he's just out there having a good time, having fun. The two-way player, just giving him a break. Probably just was always part of the plan to try and keep him fresh.
Another run for Tatum on this drive. They have been run heavy with the quarterback. He's inside the 20.
And that's what we saw at the end of the year last year when they got their run game going. And as I alluded to in the pregame against Lowell, and Lowell didn't have an answer for it when it was just Tatum left, Tatum right. And they had the extra blockers out there and went to the jumbo sets, double tight end. And you're not seeing that formation right now, but it's still snap the ball to Tatum and let him read.
Inside our red zone, which is brought to you by Tech Credit Union. On a third down. They hand it off. Won't be enough for a first down on the carry by Espinoza.
Field goal? Nope.
Tell you what, if Portage can come up here and get a stop on fourth down, get the ball back.
Yep.
It may not feel like it, but just down one score, they have really done a nice job staying in this game, controlling the clock here in the first half.
Fourth down and 2. This was a mess from the get-go. And it is not going to work out. Portage with the stop as the direct snap to Aiden Cash.
Again, as Custy takes it out of the pocket of Shutt, flushed out to his right. A lot of Pike guys there, and he just gets rid of it right before he's drilled by Skilt, as well as the oncoming DN and Amir Mills.
Yeah, Krusty tried to extend that play as much as humanly possible. He's got to get rid of that one a little bit sooner. Well, look at that, the big orange moon out there. last night, I think, was a eclipse or something or other, right?
I'm not a scientist, so I wouldn't know much about that. Partial eclipse, I
Partial
think.
eclipse, full eclipse. All right, there we go. See,
we're learning something new every day.
I'm Mr. Science.
Direct snap, Summers again. Stiff arms a man. Summers with an extra burst with first down yardage as he takes the pile with him to the 32.
Yeah, Summers, the featured back tonight, having himself a nice drive right here. Bounces off one running defensive back, pushes off one, and then accelerates for another 6-7 yard gain. About 12-yard gain total on that play.
Took 3 Red Devils to bring him down on the far side. Custy re-enters. Summers gets a breather. Just past the 3-minute mark in our third quarter. 7-6 the score. Custy in this offense finally looking on pace and on rhythm, and a flag is thrown. Nope, the flag was just thrown to get the play dead, but a timeout was called first by Crown Point.
Looks like the 42nd.
Scoop it up. The second one was likely on one of those defensive backs on the pass, and it looks like
possibly a sideline warning over there on Coach Bartolomeo.
The penalty seems to be against the Indians, the one that will count on pass interference. So that will move Hanover Central into the red zone. They have entered the retirement red zone sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main. Don't fumble your retirement. Give them a call at 219-278-4570. Securities and advisory services offered through Prospera Financial Services, member FINRA and SIPC. So 1st and 10 from the 18, late in the second quarter, 1:41 to go. Toole hands it off to his trusted running back, Giglio. He dives through the line, gets to the 15, and will be eventually stifled at the 14. Turley with the first tackle for Lake Central on the 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, this is where you want Giglio back in the game. We haven't seen him since about the 50-yard marker, and, he's back in. He's, refreshed, got some water, got some time off, and time to go back to work.
1:12 left to go, and it's a screen pass to the left side. Fairco still going, and then he's shoved out inside the 5. So a first down for the Wildcats. Fairco takes it to the 3.
Nice little RPO action there from Toole and Lehman.
So first and goal now for Hanover Central with 1:05 left to play. The receiver Lehman was able to get out of bounds, so he stops the clock. Two timeouts remaining for the Wildcats. Toole hands it off to Giglio. He lowers the shoulder. Had a defensive player waiting for him in the backfield, but still brought him forward. Picks up a couple yards, and we'll see a timeout taken. A timeout stops the clock with 54 seconds left to play. The Wildcats are driving. They have it inside the 1.
Boyd on a 1st and 10. Will hand it Pasavic. Breaks a couple of tackles and picks up another first down. Sam Pasavic has been unstoppable in the first half.
He's been impressive. Again. He showed you speed on the outside, and now he's showing you power to run the ball up the middle and run some people over.
I mean, he is running right through these arm tackles, and Morden is on their heels, and they're going to call a timeout.
It's probably a good call from Coach there. Get your defense settled down. Again, Morden has made some stops tonight. If they can stop him here in the red zone, that'd be big for Morden headed into the half.
3:33 left in the first half. 13-6, Chesterton. You're watching Football Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
They go back and find something that does work, and then they stick with it.
So here's Brewer to kick it away. Headed right for Griffin, who lets it touch down in the red paint for a touchback. So here's possession number 2.
Just shy of the goal line, brings up 3rd down.
Great stop right there. Great.
A timeout taken, so that stops things with 48 seconds remain.
As Chesterton has entered the retirement red zone, sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main. Here's Boyd. He'll scramble outside, toss towards the end zone, intended for McCoy. So we continue that read with visit wealthpartnersonmain.com and start building your retirement playbook. Securities and advisory services offered through Respespa Financial Services, member FINRA/SIPC.
So it looked like Chesterton tried to go back with that play action pass on the slant. That time Morton took it away, and Boyd had to scramble out to his left, got rid of the ball, puts him in 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for Boyd. They'll throw it outside. Posavic is going to cut inside. He's going to wiggle, but this time go nowhere.
Fans got to make some noise here. You want to disrupt that offense.
Here's Toole in the shotgun. Giglio to his left. He hands it off to the running back. He has room as he cuts through the left side, and he is in just like that. Hanover Central takes the lead, 6 points from Dominic Giglio.
Great play call by Coach Bartolomeo over there. Everybody was in the box and just kind of bounced it out.
So Giglio picks up his.
Boyd. Savic is to his right. Do they run on 3rd and long? They will throw. Savic out on the flat. He's got a receiver open. McCoy overshot him. He had him towards the back of the end zone, but was sort of throwing across his body.
Yeah, that's tough for a left-hander. Booting out to his right. Had to throw across his body. Had a guy open for a second. Just let him a little too much.
Well, I believe we're going to see a field goal attempt to Will Mace Redmond. This will be a 35-yard attempt, about.
Max Redmond in for the 35-yard field goal attempt for the Trojans.
Again, early in the season, you want to look for the execution of this, the good snap, good hold. A lot of times the kick is the easiest part of this, the snap, the hold, and the protection.
Not a great snap, but Redmond is able.
No good.
Just missed.
No good. Good hold there by Morton's defense.
So it stays at 13-6. It looked like it was going to go.
The defense saw that and read it perfectly.
At that point, if you're running a fake, why is the offense not staying on the field is my question.
That's right. I agree. You go quarterback sneak. The bad thing is, about shotgun all the time is that when you want 4th down and a half a yard or something like that, how often do you practice the quarterback getting under the center and getting a push and getting that offensive line moving in sync? Not very often. That's one of the reasons why, I like teams that mix it up with shotgun and going under center.
And you just sung the praises of probably so many traditionalists out there who are saying, this is why they need to keep going under center.
That's right.
Handoff. And Gurnick's upended after a 1-yard gain. Tackle made by Chapman III.
What a good defensive line surge for the Pike Red Devils. Holding Crown Point to only 1 yard on 1st down. Here's the problem. You see all these guys coming in and out. Now, they're moving a little bit faster. They're getting to playing a lot better here in the second half as compared to the first half.
Pistol again.
15 seconds left on the play clock.
Custy on a play fake. Rolling out to his right, and he overthrows Kingston Connolly, who was wide open in the flat.
Yeah, it looked like number 8 for the Pike Red Devils.
That's Tristan Sisk.
Yeah, forced a quick pass by Custy right there to get that ball. He was closing quickly, and Custy just had to throw it, hope for the best.
Crown Point 5 for 5 on 3rd downs today, and out comes the jumbo package, which means Summers and the Wildcat.
3rd down and 9, and they're going with the jumbo. They must feel like they're doing a good job blocking up front. Either that or they're going to go for it on 4th down. Pick up half here, pick up the other half on 4th.
Summers with a big hole up the middle, but it's sealed up well. 3 Pike Red Devils were there to gobble them up. Sisk was in there, also gave a lot of credit to Tayshawn Sanders and Kyson Harvey.
Well, they just stood the pile up and said no go on this one.
Here comes the field goal unit again, Jay.
Let's see if we can get a good center snap. This is as good a time of any to practice this.
This is much shorter.
Yes, it is.
Comparatively, this is a
43-yarder.
Yep, 43. 0 for 2 on the day. Brewer got it.
With room to spare.
No question about the distance. It was a question about whether he could curl it around the left upright, and he did.
I feel like this is a kid that Portage can build their program around.
Here is Gibbs. And he is into Bricky territory. Good game.
And Portage is going to continue to take their time, work the clock. They got 2 timeouts left.
Down, the clock's running. And now a timeout is called.
What a ball, what a catch. I mean, it don't get much better than that, you know. You got a great ball from Lalich.
It's the same approach they had as the previous drive.
Yeah,
they didn't let that interception change the way they're operating, and credit Coach French for that.
Yep.
Gibbs close to the first down again, but they are going to give it to him. Initially walked in not stopping the clock and then decided that he was at the line to gain. As we said, Cody French with 2 timeouts left. That clock rolling, as you see on your screen. Just hit a minute.
Lalich and the rest of the Lake Central offense back on the field here at the left hash mark on the 23. As Lalich has the pocket collapsing, takes a hit as he throws towards the sideline, broken up by the defensive back Lucas Veliska, who was able to interrupt that pass intended for Carpenter Mansfield. Lalich was able to get rid of that one just in time, but that was nearly an interception.
Yeah, I don't know if you might want to send some pressure here at Lalich. He's got a lot of time in that pocket, and that's where he's most dangerous with that strong arm and great accuracy. You know, he's putting the ball on the money, and that was a great throw, but better defense.
2nd and 10 now for Lake Central on the 23, following that incompletion. Jones at running back stands beside Lalich. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They put 1 in motion going from right to left, but there will be a flag. There was a second left on the play clock, and an illegal procedure call will send the Indians backwards 5 yards.
Not what you want right there, but, give yourself a little more breathing room.
Now,
it's on the defense.
Oh. So, yeah, now, because I thought at first the signal, but anyway, we'll get things sorted out. It goes from 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 5, now to the 18. So 18 yards to go, 18 seconds, 1 timeout remaining. We'll see what the Indians can do here. As both sides getting their personnel sorted out, deploying their players where they need to go. And Tony Bartolomeo having a few words with one of the referees, but it looks like we are ready to resume the action here. Lalich looks to his head coach, Pete Koulianos, to confirm the play call, and now we are ready to return to the action here. Jones shifts from right to left in the backfield at running back. 2 receivers to either side. Lake Central trailing 17-13, but they could change that here just before the halftime break. Here's Lalich looking to pass. He's got trouble coming. Takes a hit as he throws. The pass near the pylon is incomplete. Lalich had pressure coming from that right side. Had to release that one in a hurry before bracing for contact.
Frankie Verda almost kind of got that. I mean, maybe, a good ball, he does get that. And with sending pressure from that Hanover Central defense, you kind of have to, go one-on-one with Frankie Verda. And I don't know if that's what you want to do, or because, he's a threat. And you kind of need help.
That was Jackson Cottity crashing in from his linebacker position to interrupt that one. And just as the ball is snapped, we have a whistle. It'll be a timeout taken by the defense. So Hanover burns their final timeout with 14 seconds left to go. It's been an eventful first half.
I think that could have been made about 5 minutes ago.
Correct. And this is the second time Portage is benefiting on a call that is at least borderline.
Again, I might be wrong. I can go back and watch it later. Those of you at home maybe rewinding and taking a look at it. Hey, if you got to look at it, I don't right here, so maybe I'm wrong. In real time, I thought maybe he was down, but just make a call and live with it. And that's what you want as a coach. Whether it's the right call or not, as long as the official has conviction behind it and is selling it, then we can live with it to an extent. But when you have all this indecision, and how much time have we wasted here in the first half just getting a call, just getting a signal, getting an explanation, and just really killing the pace of the game. And it's taking the athletes away from any momentum that they can gain, and it just leads to a worse product for everyone involved.
I happen to be
Incomplete. He was looking for Verda. And that will make it 4th down, 4th and 4 with 10 seconds remaining. It looked like it was things were running quick there, and they just weren't able to get the timing together. As now it'll be 4th down, 4th and 4 to go, and we'll see which unit is on the field here.
Seems from the last play, Lauser's down there shaking his throwing hand, so I'm not sure if maybe when he threw the ball, kind of hit somebody's helmet.
Yeah, the offense still on the field for 4th and 4 here. They're going to go for it. 4th down, they throw in and out of the hands, looking for Verda. He was covered by Kadudi on the play. The outside linebacker breaks up the pass. It's incomplete. The Wildcats will take over with 7 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Number 1.
Yeah, they don't have to run a play here.
Well, what a bounce back for the Trojans. They lost 33-0 last week, and they go into Morden and lead 13-6 at the half. Sam Posavic with 2 touchdowns, also had a touchdown called back. Coach, your thoughts?
Well, considering they started the last drive on the plus 29 and they limited them to a field goal.
Yes, that is a big change. Quick change right there.
Custy gives it off. It is shut. Oh, he got popped at the line of scrimmage.
Get the name of that truck. Number 25 for the Red Devils.
That's Antonio Dawkins Jr., an outside linebacker and a senior. First time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, he blitzed right into that play, was in the backfield just as the running back got the ball.
They're going to give him a 1-yard pickup due to forward progress. 3:13 to go. Crown Point doing a better job getting the play in sooner. Extra tight end in motion. It's a quick hitter. Zylkowski makes the catch inside midfield, dragging a tackler with them and picking up first.
Absolutely. Yeah, college basketball games used to be about an hour 45, hour 50. Those are consistently 210, 220. Look at this. Had trickery and had a player wide open. Wainwright overshooting Keyshawn Brown. That was a perfectly timed call for Cody French and his offense, but I think Wainwright got a little too excited.
I'm kind of sitting here in a fog, to be honest with you.
Well, we haven't played a lot of football.
No, it's
Here Connolly trying to bounce outside, puts a man in the ground. Connolly to the 40.
Yeah,
before
nice.
He's taken down by a pair of Red Devils.
Kingston Conley right there with a big hit right as he's going down. Looks like he picked up about 6 yards, and we had what was that scoring update? Hanover Central 17, Lake Central 13. There we go. And another scoring update. We've got Chesterton 13, Morton 6. That's at the half. Morton coming back. I'm a Governors fan this week.
To his left, setting up to take a shot, firing downfield over the middle, and that's brought in by Tolliver down to the 5. And they'll use one of those timeouts and have 14 seconds left.
There's no need. You got 3 timeouts. Why are you rushing at this point? Just call one. There's no need to get up there and spike the ball and get a quick snap. So, yeah, that's what they do. And Coach Schreiber was on it. The players were doing the right thing, hustling off. That's what you work in practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Schreiber was all over it. I was just...
And they're going to get it pretty easily with Summers. Man, he just runs with just so much power. And this offensive line has just been committed all day long to creating new holes for him to get to the second level.
We got a man down on the field. Great job of lead blocking. That was number 7 for the Bulldogs.
The ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line.
These first 2 weeks have not been slowed down by penalties as much as they have been by everything else. I think last week the officials actually did a pretty good job. There was a play or two that were debatable, no doubt, but that game was not because of the officials. It was because of the current high school rules involving the game clock and all the stoppages that are there. But this week has been a mixture of both. So first and goal from the 5-yard line. Still 2 timeouts for Hobart. Plenty of time here to try to get this ball into the end zone. Tatum wanted to throw left. Now using his legs, he's already got 1 score and a second. He's in. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the big 6'3" Tatum, always falling forward. Just look close getting that ball into the end zone, but just need to break the plane. He does so. And Hobart, I'll tell you, that's why Portage was running the offense they were running, taking their time, being very deliberate the last 5-6 minutes because they knew the quick strike ability of this Bricky's offensive tech.
Now, as I said, not about 4 or 5 minutes ago on the game clock, about 25 minutes ago, real time, Hobart's going to get the ball coming out second half. It's going to change the outcome of the game, no doubt.
And the 2-point conversion is good for Tatum. And so it's a 21-point lead, Coach. And as we said, a lot of interesting things have happened in this half, but in spite of not playing a very clean half, Hobart has the score probably.
Knockdown block to spring that play for the first down.
First and 10 from the 30. Custy, a pump fake, taking a shot, one-on-one ball for Connolly, and he's ushered out of bounds, and there's a flag on the play. Flag there is going to be thrown on Jalen Griffin, the corner.
Yeah, it looked like Griffin right there was impeding the receiver and pushing him out of bounds. There's a difference between boxing out and pushing like he just did right there. And a good call by the official, pass interference. Oh, holding. Okay. Looks like he had a handful of jersey on that play as well.
First and 10 from the Pike 20.
Hey, guess what? They're right on.
They're in the Wealth Retirement Red Zone. Crown Point's into the Retirement Red Zone, sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main. Don't fumble your retirement. Give them a call at 219-278-4570. First and 10 from the 20.
Going a little bunch huddle right there at the line of scrimmage, the Bulldogs.
Man goes in motion. Custy gives it off. Shot looking for a hole, and a good tackle there made by Omir Mills.
Nice job by that defense. They cut him off. He was trying to bounce it outside, and Shutt had nowhere to go, and just made it as much out of it as possible. And it looks like he lost about a yard, so it's going to be second down and 11 for the Bulldogs. Now they're out of the red zone.
I was just about to make that same exact comment. They've exited the Wealth Retirement on Main red zone. From the 21, they can get back in it.
Yes, they can.
Which means we'll do the read again. Or will we? Custy Looking for a quick hitter's throw in and out of the hands of Ziolkowski. Yeah, it's 3rd and 11. Even if he had caught it, there were 3 white shirts around him.
Yeah, Ziolkowski had no chance of catching that one, and if he did, he had no chance of getting back into the red zone. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11 here. You know, one guy they haven't targeted yet is Cooper Mulaski at 6'7", the wide receiver / center. But it looks like they're going to go to the Wildcat here. As Custy comes out of the game, Schutt looks like he's going to be running the huddle.
At what point, if you're a defensive player, do you not see this package and know what's about to happen, right?
Yes.
It's Schutt this time, direct snap to him. He gets across the original line of scrimmage, but well short of the first down marker. He got to the 18-yard line. Here comes 4th down and 8.
Yeah, it looks like
this is well within his field goal range, too.
Yeah, it looks like number 5, Will Chapman, just lunged at Schutt and stuffed him at the line of scrimmage, and Schutt was still able to get a couple yards, so it's going to be 4th down and 8.
So after a 3-yard pickup, that'll end our 3rd quarter. We go to the 4th, 17-6. Decision time for Crown Point when we come back. This is Football Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From first-time buyers to growing families and lifelong investors, our agents take the time to understand what matters most to you because every move is personal. Contact Alex Nicola, a 2013 Crown Point High School graduate, to get started. With experience you could count on and service you could feel, we're here when it matters most. The Nicola Group, the trusted Northwest Indiana real estate team.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back here on the Region Sports Network, 4th quarter.
A little Sweet Caroline going on in the crowd at the tradition here at Crown Point at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Fun environment to watch a football game. Stands are packed. The hill is filled as well, too. And they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 8 from the 18. They shift to the weak side. They're trying to see, I think, if there'll be a jump here.
15 seconds left on the play clock.
And there's going to be your timeout. By the way, notice the inside linebacker there, Willie Chapman and Davon Ashmore. Great teamwork by both of them. They were communicating with the entire front of the offensive line saying, do not jump, do not jump. They forced Crown Point to burn the timeout.
Yeah, great job. They made that adjustment throughout the game, especially right when they first did this with Crown Point. When they did that early on in the first half, they were jumped several times in a row.
So here's our first timeout of the 4th quarter. And the decision here for Coach Busia, you're well within Oliver Brewer's field goal range here, but a touchdown here gives you just so much momentum to try to end this one.
Well, then again, you also think, okay, my defense has been playing pretty good, and Chapman may be out for the rest of the game. Put them in the hole here. Go for it. If you don't get the touchdown, you give them pretty darn bad field position. And they did enter the Wealth Management.
The Wealth Partners on Main Red Zone. Visit wealthpartnersonmain.com and start building your retirement playbook today. They're going to try a field goal. This is a 35-yarder. Snap down. They nearly block it, but Brewer does not hit it.
Looks like it just tailed off to the left just at the very end.
He missed it wide left, so a great stand from the Pike Red Devils defense.
Yep. Well, let's see if they can answer the bell. Their defenses answered the bell. Let's see if the offense can back them up. Try and get some first downs, get some points on the board here as we start the 4th quarter. 5 seconds gone in the 4th quarter.
That's a pretty positive way to start the 4th quarter when you're trailing, right?
And when you're 2.5 hours away from home.
So they miss it from 35. So out comes the Pike offense. They'll take over from their own 20. It's been the theme of this first half. Their fourth drive of the second half, I beg your pardon. All 4 times they've started from the 20.
Makes for a long field.
Inside, Merriweather breaks through a couple, and
looks like that's Caden Cross on the field, number 7.
it is the backup Cross. From our vantage point here, far sideline, it appears that Chapman is still getting worked on the medical table on the far sideline. Obviously, we'll report back if we get any updates from the far side.
And this is a tough spot for the young quarterback Cross to come in.
His varsity football debut, by the way.
Looks like they're throwing the kitchen sink at him here. They got 5 guys up on the line of scrimmage.
They're bringing the house, and it's another good run, and it's going to get him first down yardage. That is Montequet's first carry of the day.
Yep.
It's good for 6 yards and a first down.
Yeah, Brody Hood right there with the big tackle. Looks like he had some room to run. If Hood doesn't make that tackle, he accelerates into the defensive backfield. Who knows how much more he could have gotten.
Handoff again, and it's another productive run. Look at the leg drive there from 34 in white. Montequet, 2 strong carries for his first 2 of the day.
He's like a bowling ball out there at 5'8", 180 pounds. He just lowered his shoulder and just ran right over the defense. 2nd down and 1. You ought to like this kind of field position.
They're keeping it moving here. 10:24 to go. They chase 11 here in the fourth quarter. Montequet again. This time he's gobbled up. Great inside pursuit by Garrett Ortiz. He has been everywhere on the field tonight.
Yes, he has. Clark and Ortiz from those linebacker positions have just been tearing it up along with Brody Hood. They have been just attacking that offensive line.
So through 3 quarters, it's 3rd down and 1. Pike was 0 for 3 on third downs in the third quarter. This is their first 3rd down of the fourth quarter.
And 4th and 1.
3rd and 1. Yeah, it's a play fake. Open man. Great tackle near the line of game, but he's going to get first down yardage is Jalen Griffin. So Cross has his first completion of the day that moves the sticks after a 2-yard pickup.
One nice job by Cross getting that ball out of his hand quickly, setting up the his wide receiver to make barely enough for the first down.
So he only got actually a 1-yard pickup, but they said his forward progress got him across the line to gain. From the 41, it's 1st and 10. Caden Cross is composed in the backfield. It's another handoff. Montequet picks up 1.
Brody Hood right there on the tackle. Nice job.
I think your halftime selection of blue collar is looking pretty good. Him and Ben Clark were your 2 guys you mentioned during the halftime show. 2nd and 9, beg your pardon. Twin stacks again. Montequet is the tailback. Left of Cross. Keep in mind the protection flips with the right-handed quarterback. Cross. Pressure coming. Tries to escape. He does, and he gets blasted. Brody Hood met him for a loss of 1.
And a nice job by Hood right there, leading with the shoulder pad and making a clean hit. Looked like, the opposing coaches were jumping up and down saying that was a hit with the helmet. No dice. He led right there with the shoulder pad and made a clean hit and cleaned it up nicely. Cross is like going, I don't get hit like that in practice.
Especially with the second teamers, right?
Yes. The bells are ringing in his head right now.
That's a sophomore on sophomore action there with Hood on Cross. 3rd down and 10, a 1-yard loss. Flag on the play. I don't think they got it off in time.
Yep, 0 on the play clock.
Push them back 5 more, and now Cross and company have a very particular third down situation here.
Very dangerous.
You got to make up a lot of this here because I'm assuming this is 4-down territory from here on out. You played the game, so
I mean, with 7:42 left in the fourth quarter, I think if you can cut it in half here, get about 4th and about 5 or 6, then yes, I'd go for it.
They're behind schedule from their own 36. Screen pass. Griffin's going to have to make up a lot of ground, and he will make up 3 yards to the 39.
Yeah, Connor Trapp right there did a nice job slowing the receiver down and making the tackle only for a short gain. Going to be 4th down and about 12.
And they will punt it instead.
Good call.
It's the safe call at this point,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Still have all 3 of your timeouts, and you're only chasing 11. However, the problem is their kicking game.
Yes, suspect at best.
It's a very fair determination of their kicking game. Suspect. Sanchez on again.
And I was going to say, as things go, you force a turnover, you get a short field, you kick it off, you get a stop in here. There's a lot of possibilities for Pike here.
Sanchez gets it away without any pressure. There's no one deep for Crown Point. This is going to help.
It's been great, which you don't see a ton of, 50-plus yard punts at the high school level, but, some of those shifts in field position could be huge in the second half.
Yeah, Morton has had to make a change at punter. Their starting punter was hobbled, so that could come into play with a backup punter. And there's been some missed opportunities for Chesterton, a missed extra point. And they also had a short punt or a pooch punt, you can say. Running back number 4 is back deep on this kickoff return. Let's see if Morton kicks the ball to him, or do they continue with the squib kicks, trying to keep the ball away from the dangerous running back from Chesterton.
Luis Tovar will kick off for Morton. Chesterton was on defense to begin the game. And so this will be an onside kick that just goes out of bounds at the 45. That's going to be a flag.
Yeah. They tried the surprise onside kick. It looked like they were trying to recover that one as opposed to squibbing it downfield. The ball has to go 10 yards, and that one barely went 5 yards. He kicked it almost straight out of bounds. So Chesterton will take over in Morton territory.
Coach, I'm not sure if you were watching some of the Morton guys on the side. Did they know that was an onside kick? It seemed like they were running down the field. And I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like you have to be on the same page somewhat.
Yeah, a bit of a disconnect there. The ball's got to at least go 10 yards. So if they were thinking onside kick, they were thinking the ball was at least going to go 10. That one's on the kicker.
Or maybe they were catching them so much by surprise that they only had one guy there. Everyone else is distracting, running down the field.
Yeah, and that is a strategy. Sometimes you put your fastest guy on that sideline and tell him he's the one recovering the ball.
As Boyd completes it to Robinson for a couple of yards.
Short pass, just getting offense going. Good completion there by Boyd, but Morton's there to make the tackle for basically no gain, a 1.5-yard gain. I did see a guy from the slot slipping out up the sideline, so let's see if they come back to that play later on and maybe take the deep shot. Boyd again in an empty set.
Robinson's done a bit of everything today. Has been the main defender on Bennett,
here's
the top receiver for Morton, and he's also been their punt returner along with being a receiver. Boyd this time will hand to Posavic, who will go right up the middle and pick up about 5 to set up a 3rd and 4.
So again, coming out of the half, a couple plays that looked like they probably had on the script. They started out in an empty set and went with a short pass. That time they started in empty, but motioned the running back into the backfield and gave him a bit of a counter. Here it looks like our tight ends are subbing in. Two big tight ends coming in the game. Thinking power run here or maybe play action pass.
So it's 3rd and 3, possible 4-down territory.
We got Wildcat. We got Wildcat.
Posavic
at QB.
Is going to take the snap, and before that, I think a timeout. Timeout called by Chesterton.
Boyd wasn't set. It looks like he didn't.
Athletic directors going out and finding these games, like these big travel games for both Pike and Crown Point.
And Custy on an inside run, calls his own number and picks up a first down. Needed 2, he picks up 7.
Yeah, great job by Custy on that run right there. Just found his blockers. He's like, Coach, everybody else is running the ball. I want some ball time here. He's, hey, I'm not throwing it a lot tonight, so hey, get me in the running game. He just made his case for carrying the ball a little bit more. All right, Crown Point able to get that ball, get up at the line of scrimmage with 9 seconds left, get the snap off.
Shot again. This time he's met the line of scrimmage, somehow shook off one.
Picked up a yard. He got popped right at the line of scrimmage.
The determination to find your way and fight your way forward is.
Why that quarterback is out wide.
Yeah, they put him back in the backfield. It looked like they've switched the formation. Now it looks like they're going to go power to the right side.
So Posavic will take it with the lead block in front of him, stumbles a bit, and only picks up maybe a yard and a half. We'll set up a 4th down, and surely Chesterton will go for it.
Yeah, we saw them punt the ball from here earlier in the game. The punt wasn't able to pin him deep. It was a bit of a shank punt, so it looks like this time they're going to go for it. 4th down and about 2.5 yards. Let's see, is it another direct snap to 4, or are we going to see something else? Boyd's back in the backfield.
He has Melwing out wide to the top.
Be alert for play action pass here.
Handoff will go to Posavic. He'll drive past the 30 for a first down. So the initial push by the Trojans offensive line, who's maybe been the unsung hero so far tonight. I mean, Posavic did a good job after the carry, but he wasn't touched until he got the first down.
Oh, yeah. The line opened up a nice hole, and when he got there, he ran somebody over again. The undersized linebackers and defensive linemen for Morton.
Posavic, another carry. He's been the bell cow here tonight. And takes off another chunk, that time about 6.
And you can tell he's been waiting for this moment again. I told you, those defensive guys are always offensive guys at heart, and now he's getting the chance to run the ball consistently and bring this thing home for Chesterton.
Posavic this time bounces to the outside, has a hole to the end zone, touchdown. There's your hat trick for Sam Posavic. Had 1 touchdown call back in the first half, but there's his 3rd tonight as the Trojans go right down the field and score on their opening drive of the second half.
It looks like we're going to see Chesterton go for 2 here. They had a bad execution on the extra point before. They got the momentum here. They're running the ball well. They're going to go for it. Try to make it 21-6.
And once Posavic hits that hole, he's just accelerated right through it. That's second time today a big hole has created a touchdown. Here's the 2-point conversion attempt. Posavic on the run and cuts back, powers to the goal line. He's in for the 2-point conversion. That time he had a ton of work to do. Talked about the offensive line dominating most of the drive.
Jeff Resney and Jacob Farrico at receiver. The offensive line from left to right. Wyatt Ross, A.J. Gill, Jack O'Connell, James Tarzan, and Tyler Cozy will be protecting the quarterback. There's motion from right to left. They hand it off to Giglio. He lowers the shoulders, keeps breaking through contact, takes it towards the first down marker. A nice physical run from Giglio, just shy of the first down. Second down and, well, less than a yard, I would say.
Oh, they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, looks like it will be enough for a first down. They will move the chains to the Lake Central defense, led up front by Isaiah Alvarez, Jake Jones, Matthew Wasayak, the linebackers, 5 of them, Brody Ramirez, Jacob Turley, Nizer Musleh, Jack Yeager, and Brady Vance. It's a handoff to Giglio. He drives forward, is swarmed at the line, will pick up a couple yards there. Xavier Green and Nathan Benitez, the corners for Lake Central, and Anthony Peters plays safety.
Great stop right there from that Lake Central front. Big, nice hold on gain of a half a yard maybe, and that's what you want. You want to stop Giglio from getting past that initial front and, exploding out in the back the second half.
2nd and 9 from their own 37. The Wildcats have 2 receivers split out to the left side. Toole is looking left, throws it to his man downfield, gets it to Elliott, and then Elliott will drive towards the Lake Central sideline. So he was open in space, so was able to step forward and gets the first down.
Yeah, nice defense right there by number 12, Kyan Fentress. Great catch by number 12 as well for Hanover Central, Micah Elliott.
So after the pickup through the air from Toole to Elliott, they will move the chains a little bit further. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Hanover sets the ball near the left hash mark, approaching midfield. Toole puts a receiver in motion. That's Resney. It's a play-action play. They get it to the tight end, Lehman. He breaks through and gets tripped up near the 45, just in front of the Lake Central sideline. And that was Kyan Fentress on the tackle there, just able to slow the momentum of the 6'3", 230-pound tight end, Lehman.
Yeah, Lehman's a big guy back there, hiding right behind the offensive lineman right there, a little up back, it seems, as he's kind of leading Giglio as well on the runs, and that's what you want.
Only get about 4 or 5 yards. A quick hitter for Cross to throw quickly.
95 seconds to go. First down and the game's over. Lofting it up for Smith. Open, and he makes the catch inside the 35-yard line. Elijah Smith broke out on his route, and a good throw from Caden Cross extends the game for Pike.
Yeah, Outen did not close on that one. Gave him too big of a cushion, and what a great job coming back to the ball right there, extending his hands and getting a big catch right there for the first down. Clock stops on first down. They set the chains.
They pick up 21 yards on the play. 1:27 to go. Clock stopped. 1 timeout left for Pike. I beg your pardon. Cross gives it off. Montecat again, trying to get to the second level. Hood tackles him in bounds. I'm really surprised they're not calling a timeout here.
Definitely, they've got to pick up the pace. I mean, they were trying to trick Crown Point defense into running a running play right there. There's no dice. Short pickup, wasting too much time. Just about a minute left in the game.
They're still in it, too.
Yes.
It's only a 2-possession game. 57 seconds left. They got to go now. Cross to throw. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Wrangled up and dropped. He picks up 2 on the play. And that is all. And now you get the timeout from Pike with 42 seconds left.
Yeah, their usage of the timeouts right there a little questionable. You got 3rd down and 6, 42 seconds left. The quarterback just got his bell rung. Cross is going, really, Coach, I was more comfortable on the sidelines after taking 2 big hits like he just did.
Beg your pardon. They now have 1 timeout remaining. They have 2.
So, I mean, that Lehman scored 2 last week, and one of the touchdowns was similar to that. I mean, he just found a way open, and there was plenty of receivers downfield. I seen another guy downfield, and I think it was number 12. And they just kind of got lost in the backfield, and you don't want that. You want to eliminate these big plays from, that Lake Central defense.
So certainly a learning experience for the defense of Lake Central. They catch a break. It's now 2nd and 15. for Toole and the rest of the Wildcat offense. He has Giglio to his left. He'll put another running back or receiver in motion. Another one of those quick pop passes. He dives forward near the left hash marks, picks up a few of those lost yards from the penalty. Brody Ramirez in on the tackle for Lake Central. So we've seen out of the break, Hanover really using that motion and those quick sweeps to their advantage to try to get some quick yards.
Yeah, they're kind of throwing off these linebackers in secondary for Lake Central's defense, and kind of finding these big gains, and that's what kind of happened there. I mean, Giglio's pounding the ball, and that opened up that pass.
11 yards to go on third down from the 39. Toole in the backfield this time. Shakes off the pass to his right downfield, and it will land incomplete at the 5. He was looking for Furco, but unable to complete that one. It brings up fourth down and 11 to go from the 39. We'll see how Hanover chooses to play it.
Looks like they got the punt team coming out. Great defense over there by number 1, Xavier Green. Kind of kept Furco towards the sideline, and a good ball would have been in the end zone, back corner towards that pylon, but Toole's going to look back at film and, wish he threw that one a little bit deeper, a little bit more in the air, and allowed Furco to get under it. But great ball, great defense, and, yeah, that's one they wish they're going to have back. But
and the Indians looking to avoid any mishaps like we saw on the last punt as Desiderio lets it fly. It skips at the 10, still rolling towards the 5, where Carpenter Mansfield picks it up and tries to run it forward before he is then upended at the near the 5, not able to get much going there. That was a tricky spot to handle. You didn't want the Wildcats to try to down it inside the 5, but he didn't have much room to go. It will be a new possession for the Indians on their own 5-yard line.
Great punt right there as well. I mean, you would have thought it was going in the end zone for a touchback, but it kind of slowed down, and he had no choice but to pick it up, or else they could have been on the 1-yard line, and it's not where you want. They're a little backed up right now, but now it's time to pound the ball down.
So a long field for West Lalich and the Lake Central offense. They have it on their own 5-yard line. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. They'll hand it off to Watson, the running back. He has
got a pistol. We got a Wildcat direct snap to 4.
Posavic will try to hit the edge. He does, and the pile continues to move. Posavic still on his feet. Just about a yard short of the first down. He was stopped at around the 45, and the pile goes for an extra 5.
And as you see, all those offensive linemen are over there pushing that pile. Chesterton is fundamentally sound. Those guys are at the pile. You don't see a lot of linemen looking around after the play. They're there. They're driving that pile forward. And it looks like we got an injured Governor on that play. This is where it starts to grind on you. The size and strength of Chesterton versus the speed of Morton. Looks like number 11 hobbled and coming.
And, he's looking great out here. He's reading the defense well, and, he's kind of picking them apart. Just got to get this run game going.
Lalich saw some action, split time with Cameron Reddick last year as a sophomore before going down with injury. Now takes over the full-time job. Another play-action pass, this time towards the logo, but it is incomplete. Looking for Carpenter Mansfield again, but he was well covered on the play. Incomplete. It brings up second down. Looked like Hazley in on the coverage, not letting much develop there.
Yeah, great defense, great ball. He almost had it.
2nd and 10 from the 36, but Lake Central trying to open up this passing game here as they drive downfield, trailing by 4 points. Lake Central lost a heartbreaker last week in a wild game against Munster, falling 37-35, while Hanover a 28-10 win against Michigan City. The Wildcats facing another Duneland Athletic Conference opponent team. Lalich on second down will hand it off to Watson, and he is swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage by multiple Wildcats. Corey Hazley leads the party in the backfield with that tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Corey Hazley's a hard-hitting linebacker right there. Great reads, and he just flew right through the gap and made that tackle in the backfield for a nice tackle for loss. 2-3 yards right there, and You know he's a linebacker, with that neck pad sitting back there behind the helmet.
Yeah, a bit of a throwback look there with the gear, and he's an old school linebacker for sure. 67 tackles last year, 22 of them for loss. He had 6 tackles last week, 2 for a loss as well, and adds another TFL on that play. 3rd and 13 to go here. We'll see what Lake Central can draw up from their own 33, but not yet. We will have a timeout taken by Lake Central.
Or ran an extra guy onto the field. We'll hold it here with the first down as the 30-yard line. All right, Tim, you're picking the games for the rest of the year when I come back, okay, in 2 weeks, because I have made poor decisions, it seems, in the first 2 weeks. Last week was a good game,
it was
at
a
least.
good game last week. Yeah, man. Don't be so hard on yourself, Sam.
You're right.
The last-minute change.
We'll see if they snap it here on 4th and 2. Boyd steps back a step and now punts it. No one is down there for Morton, so this thing's going to roll. It will go into the end zone. Wow, really smart play by Chesterton. We rarely see it at any level now, but the second, at least in my mind, Boyd's taking a step back. I'm like, he has to be punting, right?
Yeah, the quick kick there was almost executed to perfection. Boyd just kicked it a little too well. If they were able to down that ball inside.
I would agree 100% with that. You're already seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum looked like he thought about pitching that ball, instead made the good decision. Used his legs for the first down.
Yeah, it's been a lot of that, whether empty or a single back, and Tatum just taking the snap and finding that hole. Again, remember last year he did it with the extra blocker. Now it's, a little more spread out and just letting the offensive line do their job. And that freshman left tackle has been very impressive for the Brickies.
They go play action. Good delivery to Miller, who caught it in stride, and all the way he has a score.
And Miller turns back to the outside. The slant's taking him to the middle of the field. Able to turn back, find the opening, and scamper into the end zone.
Yeah, that's having a good nose for the end zone.
Price in a single back. They move the fullback up for protection.
Here is Price. He's looking around, coming off the edge and sacked. Brought down, first sack of the game for Chesterton. It's Zane Westerlund, who had 5 sacks last year and has his first of his senior season.
Yeah, that was good pressure, forced him out. Mari's done a good job all game, either finding someone downfield or taking off and getting out of bounds. There, Chesterton was able to track him down. Looked like the defensive end from the backside just chased him down as he tried to keep his eyes downfield. Just no one was open.
Westerlund is the top college prospect for this Trojans team. 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 10. Price will throw short of the sticks and tackled right away was Gaucher.
Chesterton just keeping everything in front. That trips, they're playing good zone coverage over that trips. You try to keep 4 over 3. So if they've got 3 receivers there, you want to keep 4 defenders. And they're keeping everything in front of them. They're not giving them a deep throw. And when Mari throws that short pass, they're running and tackling.
Toole calls for some motion from a receiver at the right. He will then hand it off to Giglio. He spins past one tackler, keeps the legs moving, and gets about 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, great read right there from that linebacker. Try to throw his eyes off with the motion and just met him right there in the backfield.
2-yard pickup for Giglio. He had to earn it, though. As Toole and his troops get back to the line, they have Lehman at tight end just behind the left tackle. It's another handoff to Giglio. Lake Central hustles to get to him, but he keeps driving forward, getting past the 35.
Great push up there from the big boys up front for Hanover. Left side, it's kind of been their money way to go, is that strong side is the left side.
3rd and 5 now for the Wildcats. They need a handful here, trying to see if they can get something to develop with a little bit under 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. They lead by 4. Toole connects with his receiver on the left side. He gets towards the 30. Cameron Andrzejewicz with the reception. He will be just short of the first down, 4th and a yard to go. It looks like they're going to keep Toole and the rest of the offense on the field here.
Yeah, this is where you need your crowd right now, is get loud, disrupt this offense, and, disrupt that play call.
Giglio at running back next to Toole in the backfield. Lake Central stacking things up at the front. Toole gets past one linebacker, but there's more friends waiting. He's stopped in the backfield by a host of Indians, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
And that's what it took, is, you hurt the crowd a little bit. They
Throw, tucked it, and then Aiden Cash got him.
Second sack of the season for Aiden Cash.
Some of those miscues that we're talking about. This is relatively a young or inexperienced Portage offense. Obviously, a new quarterback, a sophomore quarterback, making only his second start. Leading rusher graduated, leading receiver graduated. Obviously, the quarterback from last year graduated. A lot of changes up and down this Portage roster. And so this is really only the second game for a lot of these guys.
3rd down and long after the sack. Wisby makes the catch. Able to spin forward, but he is tackled out of bounds. And it's 4th down.
Wisby's kind of quietly done a good job today. Caught some passes for this Portage offense, and then defensively he plays the safety job, safety spot. He's done a good job coming up and making some tackles, and had a good week last.
Incomplete. 2 players blocking a little bit longer than they should have after.
But just couldn't quite thread the needle to him. So that brings up 2nd down. Lake Central driving the nose of the football on the 45-yard line, still in their own territory, but approaching that midfield logo. Lalich puts a receiver in motion. On a delayed handoff, gets it to Watson. Watson still has room to go. Cuts into Hanover territory, then he is brought down as he gets past the 45. He gets the first down and then some. Kenny Watson gets the Lake Central offense driving into enemy territory.
And there you go right there. That's what you needed right there. I think that's their first big run play of the game, other than, Lalich scrambling out the pocket. But, maybe that motion right there threw off the defender's eyes and opened up that nice big gap, and, Watson found the hole.
Yeah, we saw that 18-yard pickup from Watson on the last drive, but then they couldn't get much after that. But now he's able to kind of flip the field, gets them to the opposing 44 with 4.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Watson now stands behind Lalich, who's in the pistol. 3 receivers to the left. It's a handoff to Watson. He jukes his way to the right side of the line, gets just maybe back to the line of scrimmage before getting brought down. He didn't have as much room to work with there. Gets about 2 yards, though.
Yeah, number 36, C.J. Jones, another 5'10 sophomore. He's kind of putting his head down, kind of a little bounce out right there, but a little 1 yard rough gain. And that's what you want from your backup running back is, come in and try to get these tough yards and, give your your running back a nice little break.
Yes, you have Watson, the junior, Jones, the sophomore, both with some gritty plays. Here's a high pass towards Carpenter Mansfield on the screen. That was a bit over-served as he had to jump up to try to catch it and couldn't quite haul it in. So it's an incompletion that brings up 3rd and 9.
Nice play call right there. And, these plays are going to start opening up. The more that they get this run game involved, and, it's going to start opening up the pass, and that's what you want. Is as long as they could get this run established, that's going to open up the pass, and that's their their go-to is finding these these receivers who are threats. Mansfield is a great receiver, and of course Frankie Verta is just somebody you got to find.
3rd and 9 for Lake Central on Hanover's 43-yard line. They're chasing 4 points here. 3:44 left to go in the third quarter, but there was, it was either going to be a delay of game or a timeout. A timeout taken by Lake Central. Now they have to be careful here. They burned 2 timeouts already in the third quarter, so we will step aside with them as well. Hanover Central leads 17-13. You're watching Football Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Friday Night Smiles are powered by Ethos Dental Group. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching right here on RSN, Ethos Dental is proud to support our local teams and communities. Ethos Dental Group keeping the region smiling every Friday night. And that is a big loss.
Yeah, Morton tried to go with the triple option there. Murray kept it and pitched the ball out, and that Chesterton defense just flying to the ball.
That is a big loss, and will set up, I believe, a 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and long.
3rd and about 10. There's a possibility of being 4-down territory. Down 2 scores are the Governors.
Trips again to the wide side. Now they shift into an empty set with Bennett in the slot to the boundary.
Here is Price. He fakes the pass and will scramble up the middle. Juke and work his way inside the 40. This is 4th and short.
Good quick pressure from Chesterton. Murray stepped up into the pocket and took off. They waved that flag off, so it looks like it's going to be 4th and about 4.
And Morton will surely go for this. As Price gained positive yards on a 3rd and long. So it's 4th and 3 officially at the 39.
And they're going to spread it out again. Empty.
Oh no, as there's going to be another penalty on the Indians. There was a lot of movement before that one was snapped, so it is almost unbelievable. A 3rd and 24 now. What was a once promising drive now has been impacted by penalties.
Yeah, something's going on down there with the play calls. And
they're back now on their own 47. They need to get it to the opposing 34.
Yeah, long way to go, and there's only one person to look to this way, and this deep. It's Mr. Verta.
So we'll see what they do here. 3rd and a ways to go. The pocket's collapsing. Lalich has to get free. He will not. He is swallowed up in the backfield and sacked. He is dropped at the 46. There were a few Hanover players. James Tarzan was leading the charge there, and he was surrounded by a few different players in white helmets. Dropped there for a loss. It's 4th.
Multiple broken tackles.
Well,
there's your chunk play. Unconventional. I mean, he dragged 3 or 4 Governors players with him as you take another look.
Yeah, just too many missed tackles on the outside. The young man is running through arm tackles. If Morton's not going to put shoulder pads on him, they will not be able to bring this young man down at 180, 190 pounds. He's showing that they have a bell cow running back at Chesterton.
That's dropped off to Semity on the play action. They use Posavic.
Yeah, that's that read again. The fullback slips out, and he can hand it to Posavic or pull it and dump it to the back. And about 3 times we've seen them hit that play for a decent chunk of yardage. But when 4 is running the ball like this, all your play action, all your zone read is going to open up because all eyes have to be on 4.
This will be a hold against the offense. So finally, the Governors catch a break here on defense. Yeah, I counted on that play at least 5 missed tackles.
Yeah.
And not just missed tackles one-on-one. Missed tackles when you have a couple other players on your defense holding him up.
Yeah, he's running through arm tackles. I mean, he's clearly been in the weight room. He's clearly been in the squat rack, and he is running through arm tackles. They're going to that tight formation again. There's the pitch again.
Posavik again taken off. He's going to try to cut to the outside. That time he's corralled. Only a gain of 4, which for his game tonight is one of his shorter runs, as crazy as that sounds.
That's a short run there. But Morton was able to hold the point. Somebody was able to force that ball back inside. And again, when the speed of Morton's defense can get to him.
Blasted out Williams, the freshman. That's the first time he's gotten a touch since really early in the game, and that's a big chunk.
Yeah, just 5'9", 165 pounds, but he has speed and he's got pretty good balance as well. Tiptoeing down that sideline, took a big hit, hopped right up. Impressive work. We talked about that freshman class, Coach, and you talked about them early in the game, and seeing another piece of that right there.
Yeah, a couple freshmen getting some action today. We talked about the left tackle job. And, in fact, that O-line there, including that left tackle, that freshman left tackle, pulled, led around, and really sealed up the edge there for the Hobart offense. Pick up a good gain.
This time Tatum keeps a good tackle. He is a tough guy to bring down in space, but the big fella, Kyron Merritt, made the tackle.
Yeah, going low. Getting the ankles, that's what you have to do against the big quarterback Tatum.
Kyron Merritt, man, big kid, 5'11", 240, really got a motor on him. He had 9 tackles last week, big 79 there. You can see him on film, and he can be a problem as the season goes on.
Haven't seen a lot of Miles White in the backfield other than early in the first quarter.
Tatum throws over the middle, caught by Miller. He's got another touchdown.
3 receivers out in the route at 3 different levels, and Tatum just pretty much picked into what he wanted. Had 2 of them open for sure, it looked like.
62 yards last week, and, a lot of those are off that RPO right there where he just sneaks out of the backfield, and, Toole finds him, and, he gets the ball. He's gonna get a couple yards.
42 seconds on the game clock, 16 on the play clock, 4 yards to go on 3rd down. Toole lofts one in the air towards the sideline, and that looks like it will be enough for the first down. Just like that, Hanover Central has entered the red zone, sponsored by Wealth Partners on Main, the Retirement Red Zone, your home team for retirement planning, securities, and advisory services offered through Prospera Financial Services, member FINRA and SIPC. 33.3 seconds left to go. No, it'll be 4th down and a yard to go, but they are inside the 20, so they're still in the red zone, and it looks like they will...
Maybe a little measure here.
Yeah, try to determine what to do. 33 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Great catch over there on the sideline.
So everybody watching to the officials on the far side. Where is the football? It will be enough for the first down. The Hanover Central student section certainly thinks so, and it is. So that will be a first down at the 16 for the Wildcats. But a big spot here. You don't want to say this could be the game on the line here with this series, but if Hanover can score, make it not an insurmountable lead, but a much larger lead going into the 4th quarter, or very early in the 4th quarter, as they will hand it off to Baswell, the running back. He will scamper forward for a few yards towards the sideline. Doesn't get there, so the clock will keep running, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter. Hanover Central driving inside the 20 here. They're at the 13.
15-point lead.
Keep everything in front of you. Make tackles. But, again, good job getting the ball to Bennett. Make the defense respect him. And hope that opens up some things here for some of your other receivers.
Price again throwing. Will look short this time, and getting drilled is Gaucher, and another tackle for Leverance.
Yeah, they're playing that zone coverage over their trips. Morton's going fast here. They're going no huddle. Now the trips is into the boundary, which is always tough to be. Trips into the boundary, but that leaves Bennett up at the top of the field by himself.
Price will look on the other side. He's got a man, McBride, who's got it in stride.
There we go.
Price put it on the money from 60 yards. Touchdown, Governors.
There we go. Got to take a shot downfield. You have to make this defense respect you. They've been keeping everything in front of them, making tackles. Here they take the top off the defense. And that speed of Morton eventually is going to strike. Coach did a good job of scheming up a play there, getting behind that zone defense over the trips. And if Morton can get a stop, they can make a game out of this. It's not over yet.
Tell you what, this is an important extra point.
Absolutely.
9-point game. Now remember, when Chesterton scored the last time, they went for 2 and they got it.
They got it. So they were able to even it up. They had the missed extra point earlier, but they were able to get those 2 points back. Morton has to do a good job here of getting these 2 points, making it a 21-14 game.
It feels like a more modern football thing to know what you need your next drive. So the teams used to wait to go for 2 to the end of the game. Now it seems like teams go for 2 so they know if they don't get it that they need 2 scores.
Yeah, they got to go for it here, and you practice these plays all the time. 2-point. And looks like we're not in the legal formation. Okay, there they go. They're going empty set with a short one. Watch Bennett on a crossing route as he's got that tight split. All right, a little bit of execution problem here.
Price.
We're in a quad set. Got 4 receivers.
Will take the snap. He is pressured. He's going to scramble to the left and take it to the pylon
there
for
we go.
2.
We got a ball game, people. The legs of Amari Price, the scramble ability, and also the composure to not panic when he gets out of the pocket is keeping them in the game. He's made a couple plays running for first down. He threw a pass to pick up a first down, and there he runs it in for the 2-point conversion to make it 21-14.
Price was just able to get the edge. That one pump fake to the linebacker that gave him just enough space to skirt past the pylon for 2, and it's a 7-point game. Now, considering the field goal situation for both these teams, you wonder if there's a possibility of an onside kick. Unlikely, but possible.
I'd be.
Pick up or delivery online coupons, rewards points, and more. Shop StrachanVanTil.com today. 4th and 2, and the Wildcats keep the offense on the field from the 8-yard line. Toole in the backfield has Baswell to his right. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. A lone man on the left. He will throw it his direction. It's to Furco. He's got room to go and will step into the end zone. 8-yard touchdown for Jacob Furco. 4th down. They needed 2. They get 8 and add 6 to the score.
Yeah, great play call by Coach Barlameo. And, I mean, when you got a strong arm quarterback right back there with, Wyatt Toole, he just put it right on the money and, got them 6.
Now we await the PAT. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Makes it a 24-13 lead for Hanover Central here in the 4th quarter. You're watching.
Quibbit, try to hit it somewhere in that middle and get some of those speedy guys down there. I see number 3 in the middle. That's their running back, Lasserby.
Luis Tovar will squib it. And that is scooped up nicely on the far side by Chesterton. 2 hands on the ball to get it to his offense. Remember, this all started from a fumbled punt.
That's right.
The punt was received, but then it was muffed shortly after.
Yeah, a good chase down tackle from Morton, knocked that ball out. That squib kick there, I would like to see him put the ball on the ground a little bit more to try to get a bad bounce. He just kind of scooped it, and it got to I believe that's the same return man that got the last squib kick. So big defensive possession here for Morton, big offensive drive for Chesterton. They got to get some first downs and try to salt this game away, and Morton's got to get the ball back.
Pasavic, great balance. Wow, he's still on his feet. An 8-yard run. We've seen some spectacular stuff from Sam Pasavic. That time, it was a 2-yard loss, was almost stuck in the hole, put his hand in the ground, stayed on balance, and then drove forward for 8 yards on first down.
So he's giving me Cam Scatterboo vibes out here today.
He really is.
He's looking like Scatterboo tonight. I mean, one guy is just not bringing him down. And he a first down or two.
Here is Pasavic again.
Just push that pile.
First down. Well, Cam Scatterboo, he wears 44. Pasavic wears 4, so he's got half of it.
Yeah.
But certainly just that bulldog mentality. You can feel it from up where we're sitting in the booth on the field.
You called it, though. The defensive player, when he's grown up, probably being a running back. Last year he had to play defense. He's found a home here at Chesterton, and he's found a coach that's going to feed him the ball, and he's taking full advantage of it.
Savic again will jump cut in the hole. Another positive gain. He has 6 more. Well, I have a feeling the good news for him is he's for sure the starting running back for Chesterton. You would think the rest of the season. The bad news is he's probably not going to get to play defense. They can't afford him getting injured there.
Yeah, maybe in a nickel situation, maybe drop him back deep at safety, in a prevent situation. But no, he's solidifying his position as the starting running back for the Trojans.
I mean, Max Soffin, who is injured, was the projected starter, at least that we were sent. But Pasavic is clearly in the driver's seat for that job. 3 touchdowns today, a variety of carries. Has to be over 20 at this point.
Yeah.
Timeout from Morden.
And coach is just going to.
Maybe it is time to, put a little pressure on him and, make him make a bad throw, which has been hard as, all his throws have quite literally been on the money.
13-yard connection from Lalich to Sharp sets up for 1st and 10 from their own 33. They'll go to the air again. Lalich rolling out to his right, throws towards the logo and nearly intercepted. That skips into the turf, incomplete. He was looking for Carpenter Mansfield, the defensive back. It looked like Fairco was making that difficult, and it'll be an incompletion. Makes it 2nd down.
Yeah, great defense right there. Almost came away with it. And I believe that was number 5. Yeah, Ben Baswell right there on the coverage. And this secondary for Hanover Central is kind of buckled down the second half and, kind of making a strong statement right here.
It's been a scoreless second half so far for Lake Central 8. We'll try to change that now on 2nd down. Lalich finds Verda on the left side. Verda walks along the sideline towards the 50, gets shoved out of bounds. So Frankie Verda has been the man they've gone to when they've needed some yards, and he delivers again.
They got to get another defender in the box.
2nd and 4.
There's the safety creeping down.
Boyd will hand to Pasavic again across the left side. He will get 2 yards, and with that, we'll tell you at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Crowd Company's the insurance professionals.
3rd and 2 from the 40.
3rd and 2, good stop there by Morton.
33 from the 41.
This is obviously going to be 4-down territory. If Chesterton can get a yard or 2 here, I'm sure they'll go for it on 4th and short.
3rd and 2. Under 5 to play. Boyd will keep it this time. He'll throw to his tight end, Semedy, who just gets enough for the first down.
Again, the trusty play action pass to the tight end. Morton does a good job of tackling it, not letting it go for long yardage, but just enough to get the first down, keep the clock rolling, keep the chains moving, and
nice little inside counter there on the inside reverse.
And Aiden Mahalik has the latest Bricky touchdown.
Timeouts remain for Morton. Hands off to Pasavic. Now he's just focused on holding on to the ball, you would think. I mean, a couple more first downs could ice this game.
Yeah, ball security here is key. They're going to sell out. This is where you teach your defense to hold the guy up. It's kind of unconventional, but here, the first guy in, you don't want him to try to take him to the ground. You want him to hold him up so the second guy can come in and punch and claw at that ball. So defenses practice this all the time. Here, you have 4-minute offense, but you also have 4-minute defense. First guy in, wrap, second guy in, strip at that ball. And Morton's selling out. They got everybody within about 8 yards of the ball. There's the toss sweep getting outside.
So Pasavic takes it outside, lowers the shoulder, and gets to the 29. And just as a reminder, to keep up with all things Regent Sports, be sure to check us out on our social media pages. We're always active on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and at our website at regentsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we are proud to still be the only game in town. And also stay with us after the game when we'll name the Proud to be Union Play of the Game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a Union Ironworker, visit unionironworkers395.com. So we have a timeout on the field.
For Lake Central, Jacob Turley.
Yeah,
6'1",
Ramirez.
210.
It looks like Ramirez and Turley will be in the backfield.
Big set.
That cast.
You said, who are the 6 biggest guys that work for the network? And let's bring them all to this postage stamp of a press box.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's a nice gainer here from Wainwright as he is running away into Bricky territory. Looked like he was going to be caught, and he never was.
How about that that speed down the sideline, outrunning the Portage defense all the way to the end zone. And yeah, nice pull away speed. Nice to see a big play here by Portage at the end of the game. Try and get them a little excitement, a little momentum heading into their Duneland Athletic Conference matchup, opening matchup next week with Lake Central.
We've called Wainwright's name a few times tonight. He has shown really good speed. Man, showed it there. That's another big score for the Portage offense. And absolutely, there's just a lot of little things I think Portage can take out of this game going into probably a winnable or somewhat winnable game next week against LC. You got to clean that up a little bit. About 6 Hobart guys in on that one.
Well, that's the other thing we haven't seen Hobart have to kick a field goal, but Nugent's.
Boyd will hand to Pasavic. He will cut it up, get near the first down, reaches, Looks like he came up just short.
He's right at the marker.
Yep, I think you're right. The near official at a different spot than the far one.
And it looks like he's down, holding that knee, and you can only hope it's a cramp and not anything more serious than that.
They're stretching out his leg. Sam Posavec, who's been so amazing today. I think it'd be hard-pressed to find a better performance this Friday night. I don't know about the other scores in the region, but then a guy playing safety, team didn't score at all last week, going on the road, and he has put the team on his back here tonight.
Absolutely. He's been waiting for this moment for a long time, the chance to salt the game away with the first down here, and this is the things you dream about here. He's right at that yard marker. You know, you wonder, are they going to come out and measure? You know, you don't see measurements a lot in high school, but, I mean, it's so close from up here, it could go either way. I think Coach Peterson's over there arguing for a measurement.
I'll tell you what, they've implemented, like, virtual measurements in the NFL. It's definitely different. I like the appeal of the chains. It's like, oh, what's going to happen? And they just, stick it down.
Yeah, I'm old school. I like the chains, when they have to bring out, like, the card to put it in between.
Little index card?
Yeah, that's old school there. But here, he looks to be walking off on his own power, and you can only hope that it was just a cramp and not anything more serious than that. As much as he's run the ball, if he's cramping up, we all can understand, especially going from not carrying the ball at all to being the bell cow and carrying it almost every play. But if it is a first down, you have to wonder where the offense goes. Oh, they are going to come out and measure.
Here we go.
Here we go. I haven't seen one in 5 years.
All right, Coach, I'm going to hand over the play-by-play for you to do this when this chain goes.
Yeah, so the chain gang's walking out, and, at this point, the mechanics of the chain pull, they may not even remember how to do this, but the ref grabs that chain. I'm going to say he got it. By half a football, first down.
First down, Chesterton.
Woo!
Wow.
And again, I spent the last 4 years arguing for measurements. I would say, ref, measure it. They never would measure. But that one was so close, they almost had to. And with the game on the line, the way it is, I'm glad they came out and measured. And Chesterton, by half a football length, picks it up. So now that leaves Morton. I believe they have one timeout remaining, and Morton's got one left. Chesterton out of timeout, but Chesterton does not want to stop the clock. Morton's going to have to tackle the ball carrier. For Chesterton here, you want to run the ball in the middle. Do not go out of bounds, and I would be surprised if we see the ball in the air.
Well, the running back is now Semedy. So he's the starting tight end. The backup running back is Harper Brown. He hasn't seen any action tonight. I wonder if Boyd just tries to keep this. 1st and 10.
He's going to run it down to 2 seconds.
Hands it off to Semedy, who carries it with 2 hands straight ahead for 8 yards. I know Posavec on the sidelines is like, get me in this game, right?
If he's healthy, he's going to be back out there. But if he was cramping up, they're probably giving him Gatorade and everything else to try to get him back out there. But Big 33 is going to try to salt this away. You wonder if and when Morton uses a timeout, but they got to sell out here.
Boyd, Semedy again behind him.
They got to get more guys in the middle of that defense. That safety over here, man-to-man on that wing back. At some point, they're going to have to sell out.
Handoff. Semedy gets
go.
Tackled right away.
There we go.
In the backfield, the tackle is made.
And again, using their speed, shooting those gaps, getting past blockers, and blowing the play up in the backfield. they give themselves a chance.
That was Douglas Rogers, the freshman. So this is 3rd down and about 3. Last time out taken by the Governors. And one more first down, I believe, would end the game.
Yeah, Chesterton's going to run the ball here because Morton's out of timeout. So even if they don't get the first down, they're just going to run the ball, and they're going to let that clock wind down as much as possible.
But you can't discount the ability for Morton to strike fast. Both their touchdowns have come on long passes. You want to leave them with as little time as possible.
Absolutely. Chesterton's got to bleed everything they can off this clock and keep the ball out of Price's hands and those big play receivers on the outside.
And obviously this depends on the play, but if they don't get it, what are the chances they try to kick a field goal and go up by 2 possessions?
I'd say slim to none. I'd keep the ball.
Okay.
I'd keep the ball because a blocked field goal or some sort of mishap with the snap, I would keep the clock rolling here. They're going to run the ball.
Well, at least on 3rd.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they pick up half the distance here, I think they go for it.
Semedy.
Sell out. Good job.
Up the middle. Well, he gets about half that yardage.
Yeah,
so.
Good job by the Morton defense there. Now, Coach got a decision. 4th down and about 1.5 to 2 yards. They'll probably
4th and 2 from the 18.
Well, sometimes in this situation you see quarterback roll out, and if nothing's open, just kind of slide down. But then again, you're losing that yardage.
Yeah. And Morton's done a good job. If he puts the ball in the air, I'd be surprised. A pick 6 here just kills you.
Boyd will take the snap. He'll hand straight ahead to Semedy, who breaks a couple of tackles but is short with 1 minute to play.
Good job. This is what it's all about here. Friday Night Lights, your young gunslinger quarterback with the ball in his hand with 1 minute left, no timeouts. They got to work the sidelines and a couple guys on offense that have big strike capabilities.
Cordero Bennett and Amir Daniels. Marcus McBride has a long touchdown tonight. So does Amir Daniels. Cordero Bennett, top receiver in the state of Indiana in the junior class, which is the class of 2027. Mari Price has thrown a pair of interceptions tonight, but can make up for it with a game-winning drive. 78 yards away.
Last week,
72.
Last week, Lassaby caught a screen. Okay.
And a flag before. I apologize. 82 yards away. They are at the 18-yard line.
Yeah. And that looks like it's going to be offside. False start.
False start. That's a big one. It's a 10-yard swing.
That's kind of seen that before. It's almost like the center flinches. And they call it a snap infraction. The center flinched and got the defense to jump. You don't know whether he moved. He might have sneezed, but he can't really move. But don't discount Lassaby on the screen or Lassaby getting out the backfield here. He made a big catch and run last week. Let's see.
1 minute to play. Amari Price trying to lead his team down the field. Warren has trailed the entire night. Price will look to the sideline. He has Daniels. He'll step out of bounds at the 21-yard line. That only took 4 seconds.
Good execution there. Good protection. He gets the ball off, catch and get out of bounds. They're not going to be able to work the ball all the way down the field running hitch routes, but just to get a completion, get some things going, that's a good call there. Now we got Bennett here, double team to the boundary, that 4-over-3 zone defense to the field.
Morton again has no timeouts. Price out of play action. He's looking for Ben. He's not open. He's going to scramble around. Price slips, still gets it away to McBride, who steps out of bounds. 3 yards short of the first. Actually, that's almost on the line.
Yeah.
About a yard short.
About a yard short. Good job by Price getting the ball away. He cannot take a sack. With only 48 seconds left, you cannot take a sack. too much time will run off the clock to get another play in.
The key for Chesterton is pretty obvious. Don't get beat over the top.
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done with these speedy receivers. 3rd and 1, first objective for Morden.
Safety's in the middle of the field.
Pick up the first down, and they do. Easy pitch and catch to Cordero Bennett. That's his first catch of the second half.
Chesterton is playing that safety in the middle of the field. You got a shot on the outside if you take it. With that safety playing in the middle, there's a chance they could go deep on the outside to the outside receiver and trips.
Fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 to 34. Price looks out to the far side, scrambles, nearly takes a sack.
Got to get out of bounds.
And he is tripped up inbounds. Flag on the play as well. That came from the backside.
Stop the clock. Stop the clock for the flag.
Flag on the play.
Let's hope it's not holding against Morton. If it is, I will back them up.
And I think the initial indication is holding against Morden.
Yeah, Mari dropped back and he was looking to his right to take that shot, but too much quick pressure in his face from Chesterton.
It is a hold against the offense. I believe it's 1st and 20. I think that was on first down.
All right, we got a shot.
1st and 17. Spot of the foul. The clock's at 37.8, so it's pretty much, it runs off the clock for the Governors, and they lose yardage. That's a killer.
I'm still surprised at this Chesterton defense. They're giving them an opportunity.
And here is Bennett downfield. He overshoots him. Bryce a little bit too high. That would have got them out to the 45-yard line. But he really had to just drill that ball in there.
Yeah, and he's got to work this short side of the field. Chesterton's overplaying to the wide side. He's got to work this boundary side here. Either short and get out of bounds or take a shot, but take the shot here to the boundary side. When they put Bennett over there, Chesterton rotates their defense towards Bennett. You got to use Bennett as the decoy. All right, and they've got 2 down here to the boundary.
29.5 seconds to go. The Governors need a touchdown. Price drops back, is going to scramble. He's going to get out of bounds and extend the football, but that only gets him out to the 32. It's 3rd and 13.
Yeah, Chesterton content to take that all day, flushing the quarterback out of the pocket. He scrambles for a few yards. They'll live with that. He's going to have to put the ball up and let his receivers go make a play. 23 seconds left. 3rd and 11. Got a substitute offensive lineman coming in. They're bringing in the speedster number 0. Need your 2 best plays here. So, again, we got a new Price is out. We got a new quarterback in. Price is out.
And that's William Burns. I don't know if this is a design trick play or.
I'm trying to find Price on the sideline. Did he get hurt? He's standing there next to the coach.
It's a delay game. I wonder if Burns maybe has the stronger arm and they're just trying to toss something downfield. I mean, Burns was the JV starter last season. What, has never thrown a varsity pass until you would assume now, unless this is a hook and ladder or a trick play.
I'm at a loss. Yeah, Mari seemed.
Here's Burns. He is going to launch it downfield for Daniels, who goes up and catches it. What a snag by Amir Daniels, and the first completion for William Burns at the varsity level.
You got to kill the clock here, and Price comes back in.
Price comes back in. Will spike the ball. 17.1.
That was something. Hey, What a way to make your varsity mark.
That was
again, the boundary, the short side of the field, throw the ball up, give your guys a chance to make a play. Who's in? All right, Price is in now. You wonder if he had equipment used. I mean, his helmet didn't come off or anything that would have him come out for a play.
Anthony Gill was waiting for that one. It slips through the hands on the handoff from Molich to Jones, and then Gill leaps on it, and that could put this one on ice for the Wildcats. Wow.
Yeah, what a game. I mean, just it's a costly mistake right there. I mean, I'm not sure if Lalich wanted to pull it for the run. Maybe he saw something on his backside, and I don't know, just a...
Well, Daniels and Bennett have each had a shot on straight-up jump balls, and they've both come down with it.
Yeah. We've been waiting to see that all game. Here you got to have some kind of trickeration, like you said earlier, hook and lateral, a shallow crosser to a pitch, something here. Just dropping back and throwing it. Chesterton's only got 2 safeties back, surprisingly, but it all comes down to this.
8.1 to play, 32 yards away.
Anybody gets tackled inbounds, the game is over.
Price, before he takes the snap, is his early movement up front.
Snap infraction. The snap infraction again.
So that takes him back to the 37. That makes it even a little more difficult. So if you take your one shot to the end zone, it could take as long as 8 seconds.
Yeah. Again, Chesterton's not, they've got that safety in the middle of the field. You got Amir Daniels here, and Amari can put it out there. Now the safety starts to rotate.
So Bennett, Daniels, and McBride are the 3 receivers. Price takes the snap.
Throw the ball.
Rolls out.
Throw the ball.
Is going to launch towards the end zone to Daniels. Incomplete. 0.8 to play.
Price's pass is incomplete, intended to Daniels.
It was right there to be had, but it was knocked away at the last second by Chesterton.
He had a chance. You got to give your guy a chance. You got to give him a chance. He put it up there. Good play by the Chesterton defenders. But here, we're going to get one last shot. These kids have been dreaming about this next play for their entire life. A Hail Mary to win the game. Chesterton still playing that safety in the middle. I think your best chance is here to Amir Daniels. The odds of Cordero Bennett getting into the end zone on that bad wheel.
A lot of action, but it was the Wildcats that were able to hang on and get it done here for a big non-conference win.
Yeah, for the Lake Central.
And the receivers.
They're bringing that outside. They're bringing both, it looks like.
Last play of regulation.
They're bringing heat.
Price, blitz coming, rolls out left.
You got to throw it.
It's going to launch towards the end zone. It is out of bounds.
Incomplete.
Chesterton knocks
Final
off
score,
Morden on the road. 21-14, the final in a thriller.
What a game. What a game. Literally came down to the last play.
He was looking for Daniels. A lot of traffic over there. On the play prior, it looked like that was the chance to complete the pass. That was very much a desperation heave. And that will finish off the game. So with that, we will take a short break and be back to close it out as you're watching Football Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.